Guardian down.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for spending your time with us today. Welcome to episode 221 of Guardian Downcast, a Destiny podcast. Hey, if you love to play the game Destiny 2, you've come to the right place. We're a couple of gamer dads that have played Destiny ever since that very start in 2014, and we're just as passionate about it today as we were back then. We discuss key topics and news within the gaming community so you can be in the loop. And we're a podcast that seeks the stories of the Destiny community as a whole, wherever that origin may be. We're the show that asks, trick or treat? Sorry, I got nothing tonight.
It's a good thing we don't have video on, man.
I can sense
the pained look on my face.
Doesn't matter. I can sense your disappointment. It's all right. I'm used to it. I'm your host, Todd the Gator, and my co-host Hazel is here as well. It is a Friday the 13th show. I drove home today and I randomly looked down at my odometer and it read 66,666. So I sent a picture to the patron lounge and said, do I need to worry about this? Anyway, it's another chill Gator and Hazel show tonight. You know, we're going to catch up, see what's been going on in our lives for the week. Hazel's going to be going over the 8th week of This Week in Destiny for Season of the Witch. Then we're going to be answering more of your questions for the show via our voicemail system, our speak pipes, and also our Discord. So, pretty short and sweet tonight. We're going to get into as many questions as we can. We got some great Destiny questions out there as well. We'll jump into those. I'm sure some discussion will ensue. So, we have I guess an exciting announcement at the end of the show. So stick around later for that. And we have a Scum Death's Corner as well. Oh, you're going to love this one. It's a two-parter. All right. Let's roll. Hey, thanks for listening to Guardian Downcast. You can find us on Twitter at Guardian_D_cast.
Or you can find us on our Instagram at Guardian_Down_cast and see what picks our weekly guests want to share with you. Or, you know what? Just visit our website at GuardianDowncast.com for all of our contact information and where else you can find us to play any past episodes you like in any order you like, right from your browser.
Man, don't or me. Hey, Guardians, while you're at it, follow our Guardian Downcast show playlist. We have it on Spotify and Apple Music. We post these links in our show description every week.
So check us out, and later, Guardian.
Toddles.
That just felt weird.
Why is that weird?
No, I'm just saying that for the...
Yeah, I'll edit that out. Don't worry. All right, Hazel, before we get into This Week in Destiny, and we got a few things to talk about there. How you been this week, man? What's been going on in your life over this past week?
Oh, dude. I've been sick.
Oh, man. Serious?
Yeah, I dodged like whatever illness that my wife and kid had. Mm-hmm. So I just randomly got sick. I was like, what the hell's going on? And this happened like, I think right before our show.
Dude, what is in the water in Ohio?
Oh, dude, man, it's just life, man. So I was doing that and I was sick and everything else. And I was like, okay, I know I've got a sinus infection. That's just what I get. But, then like, I think it was Tuesday, my eye started to swell up.
Oh shit.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I go to the doctor and I went to the doctor last week. And then I went again on Tuesday. I was like, hey, my eye is swelling. And I'm like, I know that's a sinus infection, but like, what is this? And she's like, oh, well, that's new.
Oh, that's never good to hear.
I'm like, oh, fuck me running. What's going on? So she's like, here's some, we'll raise your, the strength of your, antibiotics. And, she's like, what happened is that the, sinus infection actually spread to my eye.
Oh, so you got like,
it's like, how is that even possible?
Like pink eye, right?
No, it wasn't pink eye.
Oh, it's worse than pink eye.
Yeah. I was like, is that even possible?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, so I've been like sick all week and everything else. And, today is actually, I think it was today or yesterday maybe, but I like actually like, I think it was like midday yesterday where I can finally open my eyes. Like, and I'm like,
Oh shit.
look at that.
Could you even see? Was it like really hard to see?
It was watery. It was just
that
watery.
sucks.
It was watery and all red and irritated and burned like fire.
Oh man.
So yeah, it was great. So yeah, so some people were like, hey, like, you know, you want to play? And I'm like, I can't really.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Yeah, you want to, but you just know you might not have the stamina, you know?
yeah, exactly. So yeah, so besides that, just I actually took vacation quite a bit this week anyway.
Okay.
Just because I was working on my class, because I only have one module left, like 1.5 modules left.
For those
So,
who are catching up on the shows, what class are you taking?
it's the Google Data Analytics
Oh, shit.
certification.
So is that going to tie to another job, you think?
Oh yeah, for fuck yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. dude.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I've already been getting like people like asking me for interviews and stuff like this,
that's
and
sweet.
I haven't even finished the damn shit yet.
Nice. I love it, man. You
So-
probably know all about how YouTube works then.
No, it's not like that. It's
Oh,
like,
it's like
like business, stuff. So it's more like, looking at numbers in Excel and SQL and doing stuff like that.
Oh,
So,
okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and you got
Yeah.
Excel down, so.
oh yeah, yeah. So,
Dude, nice.
so yeah, so I'm almost done with that. So who knows where that's going to lead me. And then, yeah, so I'm almost done with that. That's my crazy news and throwing stuff in there.
Dude,
So
that's awesome, man. I'm happy for you, dude. I'm glad you're kicking ass. Hell yeah.
yeah, what's
Oh,
funny is, they have like a section and it tells you like how many people have actually made it like to this far and this kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, it's like an optional thing. You can opt into it or not. So, I mean, I'm sure the number is higher, but for the number of people that it's always like motivating to me. So like at first I was just like one of like 500,000 or something like this. Now I'm one of 530.
Dude. That's awesome.
And I'm like, there's like a ton of motivation right there for me.
Fuck
Where I'm
yeah. That
like
recharges your battery.
530 motherfucker.
I'm sick. Fuck that. I'm still working on the test today.
Yeah, exactly. I can see out of one eye, motherfucker. I'm going.
I love it.
So, yeah.
I'm happy for you,
But-
dude. That's cool.
I have done some Destiny though, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But what about you, man? How's your week?
Yeah, it's been, I didn't do any raiding this weekend because my wife bought some I should say annual passes to Universal Studios, both parks, the studios and the actual Islands of Adventure, which is where we like to go. It's all roller coasters. And, yeah, we went Saturday with my daughter. She has passes too. And, I can't explain it, man, but my wife and I are real big, roller coaster nerds. We love riding stuff, man. And, got on Hulk right away. We went on Spider-Man. I mean, we came early in the morning, which Gator was not up for, but I say that in the third person. Who the hell am I? But, yeah, I mean, Todd the Gator was running a little low that morning. And, but we got on some rides. I mean, all you have to do is get on Hulk. It wakes you right up with that, propulsion coaster. But then dude, the lines to get on rides is just insane. We tried to get on the new, Hogwarts ride. It's the one where you ride with, the guy that's passed away. The big guy.
Hagrid?
Yeah, it's Hagrid's ride. You ride in a motorcycle and you're in a sidecar, I guess. It's like a two-seater thing.
Yeah.
Dude, 2-hour wait in line. 2 hours.
Well, yeah, it's Harry Potter, man.
Oh, Jesus, man. We actually tried to go in the single rider line and the girl said, don't even bother, man. It's going to take longer than just waiting in line because it's only a 2-seater coaster. And who doesn't go on who goes on a coaster by themselves? Almost everyone goes with somebody. So we tried to wait. I waited in line for probably 35 minutes and we're just like, this line's not even moving. So we went ahead and went and got some lunch. I tell you, the cafeterias are really nice there. We went to this place over near, the Raptor rides and everything, the Jurassic Park area of of Islands of Adventure. There's always this place we like to go to. They serve rotisserie chicken and really good, it's just not a hamburger and fast food. It's just like a little bit better food, It's really cool. You scan the table, you pick what you want. And I mean, dude, within 10 minutes, it was on our table, ready to go.
Yeah.
No lines, no fuss, no mud. It was awesome. I loved it. It was fantastic.
Yeah, there's a place like that over here.
Is there?
That they're doing that too. And
Nice.
I mean, it was crazy because my wife's like, yeah, I want to drink, get something to drink. And I was like, well, just fucking order it, I guess.
Yeah.
And like somebody like gave it to us and like brought it right out. And then like she had like a question for something. And
Oh, it was awesome.
like there were tons of staff just like kind of like standing around.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was just like the weirdest thing. I was like, is this our future?
I love it because I used to have to wait in line like a cafeteria line, and you serve you the food through the little windows, through the, like the sneeze guards and stuff. And it was okay, but and then you had to go ring it up. It's all self-service, but you did it all by credit card. We got 10% off our meal because we were season or, annual pass holders. Really cool, man. But still took forever to get on rides. And we finally said, you know what? We weren't planning on staying the whole day because we can come back whenever we damn well please. But we went ahead and I said, you know what? It's an hour and a half wait for this new Velociraptor coaster ride. And I said, you know what? I've never been on it. Jen's been on it once. Daughter's been on it once. And we're like, you know what? We'll just call it a day after we sit in line forever. Well, dude, it was like almost 2 hours wait in that line. Time I got to the end, you could carry your phone for most of the way. That was the nice thing about it because they have lockers like internally in the ride that kind of pass through. So when you get off the coaster, you grab the same, you open up the same thing and you're out the door. It's really an efficient setup. Went in, got on the coaster. We were kind of in the middle, so wasn't too bad. It's a real smooth coaster, my wife says. She says, it's propulsion coaster like Hulk. I'm like, oh, I love propulsion coasters. I get on it. We do our little easy turn and then, you're sitting there and all the raptors are, beside you getting all stirred up, ready to run. You're racing the raptors, I guess. You're trying to follow them in a hunt. You're trying to simulate. Nice. So, all the music's building and everything's screeching. Everything's going crazy. All right. So you get shot at about 50 miles an hour. And I'm like, all right, here we go. Holy shit, this is awesome. And we're going around doing the curves and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, this is okay. I've been on Hulk. It's just like Hulk, it's little spins and stuff like that. All of a sudden I'd make this turn and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Cause I always look ahead of the track. I'm like, well, wait a minute now. What's this little dark area we're going into? Dude, I kid you not. We're going 50 miles an hour or say 45 once you lose a little with gravity and stuff. It's a second propulsion. We're going 75 miles an hour into a curve, dude. And then they inverted us for 100 feet. 100 feet, you're inverted. You're literally hanging out of the coaster, and that damn lap bar better sure as hell hold me. And I'm literally, it's the only thing holding me in the car. And you're heading down into a water area you're inverted. You're upside down at 70 miles an hour, dude. There was a lady in front of me. I was like, holy shit, you gotta be kidding me. And the lady was just laughing, but dude, that was the best coaster I've ever been on. Best coaster I've ever been on.
That's awesome.
And then a spin, you get back in the ride and I looked over at people waiting to get on it and I was just like miming, like, holy shit. See this old dude on this coaster, I was like, yeah, highlight of my weekend for sure. But,
awesome.
That's pretty much, it's been a busy work week. I did meet a buddy of mine from bowling. He's like a 30-year vet, trains all the officers in law enforcement with weapons, handguns and stuff. And he was helping me hone in my aim and really super nice guy. I got rained out on Thursday, so he helped me out with some of that stuff. And we went to the range and shot and saw how, holy shit, dude. At 7 yards, 10 yards, and 15 yards with a Glock 15, a 9mm. Dude, I was in the 9 and 10 ring all day long. I don't know what he did to hone me in, but I was just amazed. I was so comfortable with the gun. So, yeah, it's been a good week, man. It's been a good week, and worked my ass off today. I got home late. I'm beat, and that's my week. Ta-da. So you were sick. Shit. Sorry, dude. That blows.
Yeah. Nah, it's okay.
But okay. Well, that's what been going on in our lives. What have you been doing in Destiny, man?
Not much, but I got a message from Revan on, I think it was Sunday, and he's like, "Hey," he's like, "we need like a couple more for a raid. What do you say?" And I was like, all right, I guess. And then I asked the dumb question of, which one are we doing? And of course it was, Crota.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, fuck. All right, I guess. It's just, I don't know what it is about that raid. I think it's just that intro encounter is just grueling if you don't get it right away.
It can be a while. Yeah. You know what the problem is, Hazel? Everybody has a different way they want to run it. I like having assigned people that once you grab it, okay, then I'm the next in line to grab it. But then some of us like to do chaos mode where we kind of say, all right, who's got it next? Who's getting it? Who's getting it? And then you're like panicking because everyone's standing around not saying anything. Or like me, I'll grab it and they'll go, no, don't grab it. You need to put it in the preserve thing. I'm like, son of a bitch. So it's just a little chaotic in those lamps. And at least I think it is. Everyone has a different way they want to run it. So I think that's the main reason you can get hung up on it for a while. So I'm guessing you got hung up on for a while.
Yeah, we were hung up on it for a while. But then, in the time it took us to do just like that one encounter, I think we went through and did like the rest of the whole entire raid in about the same amount of time.
It does. It's the way it is. It's every run I've done. It's been the same thing. And now that I know how to do a route, which is, dude, I love this raid. It is so much fun. I love the new mechanics, and I've been blessed to run with some good players too. So, but I
don't know if I really like this raid or not.
No?
I don't know.
What is it that you don't like about it?
I think it's just that. To me, I think it's the intro encounter just kind of taints the entire thing for me.
Yeah, I could see that too.
It's like, because I've never had a raid where we just like breeze through it.
Yeah, that's true.
But I can see that, if you can like to get it to click like right away.
Oh yeah.
Then, the whole thing could easily take, well under an hour.
Well, that's the key is getting past, if you can get past the lamps, man, you literally can do a sub-hour run.
Yeah.
I've been close.
Yeah. It's all or nothing when it hits the lamps. And if it's nothing, you're going to be there for easily 30 to 45 minutes or longer.
Yeah. And everyone's spinning their wheels. They're all figuring out, well, what did I do wrong? Or how can we do this differently? And everyone starts talking and you're like, oh geez, can we just, I just want to say, can we just assign numbers? That way everyone knows their job. But a lot of people don't like to do that. They just like to run out there and,
Hey, I like the chaos method. It's
I know
fun.
you do. I know you and Kingsley, man. You both like that chaos method.
Well, so does Elmer Fudd. So,
oh yes, he does.
But yeah, I'll never forget doing that raid with Elmer and Cheesy and like Cheesy's like, well, let's assign numbers now, and Elmer's like, no,
that's not Fudd style.
And you just heard like, because then Cheesy's like, oh, okay. It was just, he just was gutted.
I know, I was too. I was like, please, can we assign numbers? Thanks, Cheesy, for mentioning it, because I wanted to.
But then we did it that next run.
Yeah.
It was just, I think it's a weird raid.
I think what hurt us on that raid is we all were talking and BSing and probably maybe too much because the comms are getting confused. But once we settled down a little bit and said, let's just chill. We can talk after this. Then it went great.
Yeah, exactly. So, so we did that, and it was Diverse, Revan,
Diverse.
It says Shadowjacker. Yeah, Shadowjacker.
Okay.
Little Light, Dabs, and then we all hung around for another checkpoint, which was Crota. So.
Oh, nice. You farmed it a little bit. That's good.
Well, I guess kind of. I think Revan was close to getting his last, what are they, the Oversoul?
You got yours
essence? Yet? No.
I'm 4 away from getting the Necrochasm. I still got to get the rest for, the Catalyst, but I'm not in a hurry.
Yeah.
I'd like to get them done, but.
Yeah, I'm not too, worried about it, honestly. If I'll get it done eventually. It's just not a necessity to me.
I got a question. I know we've talked about this in past shows, and I always wanted to message you and ask you, didn't they say they were going to give Oversouls and Legend Lost Sectors? Didn't they say there was like a 40% chance or something? I heard that somewhere. I know it was on our show, but I don't know what it was for. Was it Legend Lost Sectors?
You mean for the raid? Like for the gun?
Yeah, for the Oversouls. They were going to have other ways you can earn them besides just doing the raid. Okay.
No.
Maybe I heard I didn't hear it right.
Yeah, it's just the raid. I mean, it seems...
It's a raid weapon. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I just want to do everything in the Lost Sector, man.
Apparently. Yeah, see?
I've had so much luck in there.
Oh, my God.
Anyway.
Stop being antisocial and play with people.
No, I'm social. I've been doing a lot of raids the last couple weeks, but you know what? Anything else you've been doing in Destiny?
No, that's been pretty much it. Aside from that, I've been on that Cyberpunk kick.
Oh, how's that going?
Oh, dude, it is fantastic. Keanu Reeves is my hero.
I got to get into that. I haven't even been able to dabble in Starfield. For me, man, it's been kind of an off week. I purposely said this week that I was just going to take a time out from Destiny. I just needed to take a break. I've got, another podcast I'm trying to put out. I've got another video I want to put out, and honestly, I just haven't been motivated to do it. I didn't want to get burnt out. So I purposely just chilled this week. I didn't do a whole lot. I didn't even do the Amaru engine for this week. So I need to do that still. I heard there was some really good, lore that popped out on that. Something about Saint 14.
That lore was glorious.
Yeah. Saint 14 got his revenge. I heard it from, Bife. I watched Bife's video. That was amazing. Great story,
dude. And the ending was fantastic.
Yeah. He's like, all right, on your way. Just wanted to make sure she knew what it felt like. It's like,
no, I mean the very, very end where it's,
where he collapsed. Yeah. Yeah. That part. Yeah.
Yeah. The greatest Titan ever.
Yeah. Exhausted.
And I'm like, oh,
we're not spoiling too much here. So, yeah, so...
Well, no, I mean...
It drops from the Amaru, right? The Amaru.
But it's lore, though. So, I think it's fair game because I don't think most people are going to either read it or if they do, they're going to listen to it.
I didn't even know. I heard about the new lore. I watched a video before I even knew where to find. I'm like, where's this dropping? So I guess you do the Amaru engine. Amaru, I think I'm saying it right. And
no, you don't even have to do that.
Oh, it's just a card?
You just go in there and it's like, hey, listen to this. And then you listen to something else.
I wasn't prompted to do that.
And then, yeah. Well, you weren't prompted to do it at all. It's one of those like radio missions. You just listen to it.
Go to it. Okay.
And then it unlocks something. And then that's the card that it unlocks.
Nice. All right. I'm going to do that this weekend. I didn't do a whole lot this week. And, I got to give a shout out to Dan Finity. I was listening to his Destiny Digest podcast this week, and he does, his Destiny Digest is just literally just a quick rundown of the weekly news. It's what he does. And he mentioned something that kind of caught my ear, and he said, you know what? It seems like right now, at least at this time playing Destiny, it seems like I'm just logging in just to get what I need done, and then I'm logging out and I'm going to somewhere else. And it seems like every season that login time has been shorter and shorter. He says, I don't know if it's because there's no weapon, there's no power grind for the last couple seasons. And I got thinking about it. I said, man, that is exactly how I feel, Dan, because I logged in, I got caught up on the story and everything. I talked about that last week. But once I'm logged in and I get everything done, I really have no interest in getting the pinnacles from the seasonal encounter. The seasonal thing. I know I only have to do 3.
Why would you? Why?
Because I don't really need any pinnacles.
Well, that's what I'm saying is why would you need them?
I know, but I was just trying to get the point of me killing myself to get the weekly stuff done. It's just not there anymore. The motivation is not there. And God
you
forbid,
don't have to.
Dude, God forbid, I haven't even been doing a lot of bounties this week. This has been the lightest week. I know. This has been the lightest week I've played Destiny. And it's not like I've been playing something else because I wanted to play Starfield, but I never could. I just couldn't get the itch to turn it on and start jumping into it again. Because let's face it, Starfield, everybody can play a totally different game when you're playing Starfield. You can go in any direction. So I feel like Starfield is like just casual time to just wander around and do stuff. But I think I'm going to try to follow go ahead and follow the rest of the campaign and get that done because I heard that's the best way to get your currencies and everything anyway. So, But other than that, I did jump in to play some Iron Banner last night late with Warcry and Princess, and had a bunch of other of the Guardian Downcast community in there playing. And I got to admit,
Nice.
I had a decent time. I played late too, man. It was getting close to the witching hour, which is 1 a.m. on the East Coast. That's when you start getting a lot of, let's just say, servers from across the area, across the pond, or maybe further south. And I didn't get that. I played till 2 a.m., man. I played, I think, from 12 to 2. And overall, I had a decent time. I mean, it's Iron Banner. It's what you get when you play Iron Banner. It's going to be chaotic. But other than that, I have and this is why I kind of give a shout out to Danfinity, because I feel the same way. I feel like there's really nothing driving me to jump into Destiny this week, at least. And it seems like that feeling is sticking around longer than it usually does. And that worries me. So,
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, it's
I
it's
think,
the game, though.
I know. And
I
I think it's going to be good for me to take a break, because then I'm fresh when I come back, when something does come out. So
Yeah.
I know you took a whole season off.
What?
I remember you took a whole season off. I couldn't have done that.
Oh, dude, that was like Season of Dawn, like way back when.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
But
and I came back for like the very end just so I could get some of the weapons.
Right,
It was
right.
like, I'm like, oh, what is this? I have to, donate my fractaline and.
well,
Like, okay.
that's another thing Dan said, is he says he annihilated. I mean, he decimated his vault. And we had this conversation in Discord this week. A Hammer Crasher called bullshit last week when I said that I could get rid of 95% of my vault and I'd be okay. Other than, you keep all the exotics. But as far as all the legendary stuff I have in my vault, I could get rid of 95% of it, and I think I would be okay. Probably.
Why couldn't you get rid of your exotics?
Well, because, I mean, I don't want to, if I have good rolled exotics, like good rolled armor, a 60 plus.
But
I don't wanna
exotic?
have to-
Oh, you mean exotic armor?
Yeah,
Or-
exotic armor, and I keep all that because I don't want to have to fetch it from the collections and get a 48 roll,
Yeah.
I would keep that
I thought
for
you
builds.
meant weapons.
But-
I thought
but
you meant
wep-
weapon-wise.
Weapons? Yeah, I mean, I could just make one, right? When I wanted to. So
Exactly.
I guess you're right. I wouldn't have to. Other than the stuff I have kill counts on, I would probably keep that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to bum everybody out. I'm just saying that, there comes a time where you just don't want to get burnt out, and taking a break is actually a good thing in this game. It's actually a good thing. I mean, even Bungie's mentioned it. Hey, take a break. You don't have to play all the time. Go play another game.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and the other side too is that it's just 1 week for right now, anyway.
Right.
Because next week is Festival of the Lost.
oh,
and
I definitely want to talk about that when it comes up in the This Week in Destiny, because that's one of my favorite. I know a lot of people don't like the Festival of the Cost, but that's one of my
Yeah.
favorite events. But no, other than that literally that is all I've done in Destiny this week. It's been I've been spending more time with the family this week. I've been catching up on business, doing some stuff outside the house, and yeah, that's been me.
Nice, man.
So
Nice.
maybe I'm turning a corner. I don't know. Who knows? Anything else? Anything else we want to mention here?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay, then that means it's time for This Week in Destiny.
This is Totten Mullet. You're listening to Guardian Downcast.
All right, Hazel, 8th week of Season of the Witch. This Week in Destiny. What's going on, man?
All right. So, Festival of the Lost is making its way back
Next week?
at Reset.
Yes.
Yep. So, fun fact for anybody who's new and experiencing this for the first time, or maybe you didn't know last time, there is actually candy in the tree every reset.
Yes.
So, and there's 2 trees, one in the main area, and then the other over in the market by Ikora.
Yep. Good call.
So, yep. Make sure you jump up there, grab that candy, because you're going to need it. Why do you need it, you ask?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Hazel. What's candy?
Oh.
Why do we need this?
Oh, yeah. So, well, before I get to candy, we're going to get a new type of engram for this year. It's called the Eerie engram. Ooh, eerie. Spooky. To make it even better, I think Hippie actually named all of the things here. So we've got the Eerie engrams, and you can use those as currency for Hocus Focusing.
Is that a pun?
That's a major pun.
Okay. Just making sure.
Hocus Pocus and focusing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Hippie, if you listen to this, the joke went over his head.
I thought I heard a pun there. That's what I thought I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just because I said hippie, you're like, you should be expecting a pun then.
Yeah, of course. Yes. So, what's up with the focusing? Hocus, what is it? Hocus Pocusing? I did it. There we go. I get it now, Hippie.
Oh, God, help us. But real quick, though, those Eerie engrams I mentioned, to get them, you'll have a chance to get those upon completion of Haunted Sectors, which are legend haunted sectors because they're your favorite thing. And will have a higher chance of dropping Eerie engrams.
Ooh, eerie.
Yeah, Eerie engrams. Yeah. So anyway, Hocus Focusing. So, Ava Levante has seen what Rahul has been offering this season with exotic focusing and has decided that she'll offer her own with a spooky twist. So yeah, you heard that right. Ava Levante is going to be offering exotic focusing for the Festival of the Lost.
All right.
Kind of crazy.
That's going to be great for new players too. I haven't been playing the events in the past.
Yep.
That's going to be great.
Exactly.
Nice.
So with this, regarding candy real quick. So what they're going to do is they're going to give you a mask. You put that mask on, and then anything you shoot with it will give you a chance to drop candy.
Right.
And you use that candy as basically a tool to buy stuff with. You can buy more masks. You can buy weapons. Now you can use that candy with an Eerie engram. And guess what? You can buy some exotic armor.
Ooh, I didn't know about that. That's
what you get for listening to Astacross. He don't care no more.
Oh.
So
Shots fired.
with what?
Shots fired.
I got jokes.
Yes.
So with focusing, all of these are basically 1 Eerie engram and 2,500 candy.
I'm trying to figure out how much time it took me to gather 2,500 candy. That seems like a lot.
It does seem like a lot. I kind of thought they might lower that down, like maybe that 3rd week of the event.
Well, it is an exotic, so I guess you're right.
But, so exotic arms, legs, helmet, chest. Those are all 1 Eerie engram. I'm sorry, Eerie engram and 2,500 candy cost. You can also get randomized Festival of the Lost weapons. And you can also get specific Festival of the Lost weapons. And those are 1 Eerie engram and 500 candy. It's also 1,000 candy for the specific focused one. So, there are some, political things here where they're like, hey, players must own the expansion that the exotic armor is tied to in order for it to be eligible to drop and yada, yada, yada. So, just keep that in mind. And here we are. Players will only receive exotic armor for the class that they are currently playing while interacting with Hocus Focusing. So, what are the weapons that are exclusive to this? They are the Heavy, a cosmic grenade launcher, the primary horror story auto rifle, the Energy Jurassic Green pulse rifle, and the Energy Macabre sniper rifle.
It's a great sniper, man.
It is pretty good.
Yeah. Everyone talks about how it sounds, but I just like the way it looks. It's a good looking sniper.
Yep. Then they do go into detail with all of the arms and legs and everything else that's going to be in the loot pool. Yeah, I'm like, it'd be easier for them just to say, hey, this shit's not going to be in it. Yeah. Because I don't even know what the hell's not in it. So
that's a lot of exotics.
Yeah, it's a ton. I mean, again, it really would be easier to just say, hey, these 5 are not in it or whatever.
My God, man. Really? They listed all of them? Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, they need to beef up this TWAB somehow, so.
I guess.
So, one more thing before we move on to what's coming up in PvP land. Or should I say PvP-ness? You like mementos?
Yes.
Do you like that slick new car black leather look?
That does look good. That looks really good.
It does, right? So there's a new memento out there for Festival of the Lost, and it looks kind of like a blackish, brownish kind of color. So.
It looks like you're bronzing your gun or something, like a dark bronze.
Yeah,
like oil gunmetal bronze or something.
Yep. Yeah. So it won't be immediately. So basically, this is probably going to be the reward for.
Oops.
Basically, once you get all the masks, you can do this.
Right.
So,
dude, the masks are awesome. I like.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
The masks they have this year.
Yeah, I'm like, did we get a new character or anything?
I don't know. Didn't say.
Oh, they probably got a Nimbus one this year.
Yeah.
Because we all want to be Nimbus, right?
Yeah.
Moving on. So, a beautiful PvP Strike Team update. Checkmate, spawning, and more. So, with the, they are giving some more Checkmate updates here. They really want this thing to live. I don't think they've ever updated anything in anything in this game as much as they've updated Checkmate.
The rumor I've been hearing is that this might replace the sandbox next season, or during Final Shape.
They're really pushing hell. You mean that they're going to get rid of?
I don't hope they
control.
Don't. I really hope they don't. I hope this is still like it's like a solid playlist that you can play every week.
They're not going to get rid of it. If anything, they're going to take this mode and put it in trials.
Could be. I could see that.
That would be the easiest and most probably welcome change.
That would make such a strategic difference playing that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally differently.
Yeah, exactly. Bring on the sweat.
No more freaking bubbles like every other round.
Yeah, exactly.
One super a game. That's it. I imagine if this was the case in trials, you wouldn't have enough time to get your super. There'd be no supers. Because playing a whole game of checkmate control that I have, I get a super like 3/4 of the way through the game, and that's it. I don't have enough to get it back. So I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it so far. It's a change.
I still need to dive in. And try it out.
It's an adjustment. It's definitely an adjustment, especially if you're used to chasing people out with grenades and stuff like that. Because once you use that grenade, man, it takes a while to get it back.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that anything you play, like you capture a zone, you sprint. In other words, you're not just sitting in the corner, getting kills with the gun or even assists with the gun. You get this energy that builds up, which actually adds ammo to your special weapon that you can't lose upon death. That is fantastic. That's the way to do it. You need to try it, man. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'll get to it. But part of it is my own bias, though. Because I didn't think... I don't know why I thought this, but I thought this was going to be like any of those other modes that they put in labs that they basically threw in there and forgot about and never touched until they put it out kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I saw that one update a couple weeks ago, and now I see this, and I'm like, Huh, look at them. They're giving this shit life. So, yeah. Interesting. Okay. So, just so everybody knows, we are planning on running Checkmate and Crucible Labs for the remainder of the season. So expect to see Control and Survival coming back for round 2. All right. Matchmaking update here. So, Bungie is compressing the skill bands used for matchmaking in Control playlists. So, think of it as reducing the number of divisions in the skill band. So they're going to basically, kind of like, I would consider it as widening the skill bands. So, the result, is that basically there will be more players in each division, than there were before.
Yeah. Kind of feels that way now anyway, but okay.
Well, I mean, but you have to figure why they're doing it too. I mean, player counts are probably dipping.
Exactly what's happening.
So, Bungie's just adapting. That's all that they're doing. I mean, well, yeah, I'm not knocking it or anything.
I don't think it'll change the game any, as far as us noticing anything different.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. All right. Spawning. Because who doesn't love it when somebody spawns in right behind you and murders you that you just shot?
You know what's better than that? 2 people that spawn behind you and murder you.
Oh, that's the best. Yeah, where do I sign up for that game? Yeah. Anyway, so it is known that there are long-standing issues with spawns, such as spawn trapping, spawn flipping, and not spawning at all. I don't know about that one, but that's a fun one.
Yeah, no problem.
That'd be the way I like to play PvP, actually, not spawned in at all.
Just sit there and watch everybody.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be like, shit, I'll just like fucking sit here and I'll go get me a snack. Hopefully by the time I come back, the game will be over.
There you go. Hey, people are doing that there in Banner right now anyway. just sitting in their spawn. How bad is it to sit in your spawn just to get completions? Come on, man.
That's hilarious.
It's unbelievable.
So, they made a few changes in recent seasons and reverted some and went back to the drawing board, and here we go again. Because who knew that it's difficult to tune spawns? So, real quick here, there's an update that say previously we made some systemic changes and less targeted changes. This time they're doing the opposite, less systemic and more targeted. So what that means is we are specifically looking at addressing issues on Ultra Flame and Cauldron. I can't tell you the last fucking time I played on those 2 maps, but we don't expect to fix every issue, but if we succeed in resolving some of the more frustrating cases, explains why we'll apply those lessons to the other cases and maps.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Because I'll be honest, I hate Ultra Flame.
I love Ultra Flame, I just hate Cauldron. I hate doors.
I don't mind Cauldron. I mean, Cauldron is Cauldron. But for me, Ultra Flame is, you just get a bunch of bastards sitting outside and they just like wait for you to poke your head out and then they just shoot you. It's just, whoever runs the outside runs the world of that game.
Yeah.
Next season, things to look forward to. Crucible playlist reorganization, including a 3v3 rotator mode. That's the only response.
Right now this week, the Checkmate Labs is 3v3 survival. I haven't played it yet, but I want to play it this weekend. But I mean, I like that because I think I have more fun playing 3v3 than I do 6v6 anymore. I hate to say that because I used to be the opposite.
I mean, and that's the thing is, I mean, to me, I think Bungie kind of missed it a little bit, Yeah.
Like
they kind of missed the boat a little with, to me, it should be the Wild West if you're doing, Control. Mm-hmm. To me, it should be just, whatever, you get matched up against a bunch of 6s, it may suck for you. It may not, but it's just, I don't know. I think Bungie went too hard on saying, hey, we're going to, we'll do all of this stuff and we're going to put it in our fun playlist and just that. I just think they went too hard and was like, hey, you know what? If you're a 6, you're getting matched up against a 6 or a 5 and a 1.
Yeah.
It's just not fun.
I know Rodimus hates to hear this, but I really miss the days of Destiny 1 Crucible.
What was that like?
Destiny Crucible. Because you had 3v3 game types, you had all kinds of different game types to play. And I can't put my finger on it. It just was a more exciting time. Maybe I was learning more and I was more engaged than I am now, but I feel like Destiny has made so many changes that we're kind of lost in the weeds now. I'm trying to figure out where we're at. I mean, as far as the weapon sandbox, I think they've honed that really well. That's the one thing I love seeing right now is that you can use almost any weapon in Crucible and still have success with it. There's not a weapon that's just a dog. There's a few, but it's not as bad as it used to be. But dude, I remember playing skirmish, or there was one where you had to plant bombs. You had 2 bombs and you had to, it was like search and destroy in Call of Duty, but it was faster paced. You had a clock and a team planted and a team defended. And I missed that. I can't remember what it's called. What the hell is it called? It was skirmish. Skirmish was like a 3v3, like team deathmatch, I think, if I remember correctly. But
I do not remember.
I cannot remember the name of that game mode, but I don't know, man. Maybe it was just, everything, nostalgia's a bit. Sometimes you can look back and think things are much better than they are now until you go back to that point and you're like, oh man, I kind of really like where we're at right now. Cause Destiny 2 is definitely,
have you gone back to D1 at all?
No. I've jumped in to go look at the tower and stuff, but
dude, you need to jump in and you need to jump in and play some PvP if you think that it was the end all be all. Then
I don't
because
dude, playing it.
Yeah, dude,
okay.
They're still playing that shit.
I ought to do that then. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I task you with this weekend.
All right, I'll try
to fucking try that and then come back to us because I want to hear this because I want to hear like a speak pipe from Rodimus where he's like, I fucking told you. So
okay. I'll give it a shot this weekend. I have a little time this weekend, so I'll jump in and play a few games and see how it feels.
Yep.
Hopefully it won't feel like the old Call of Duty games where all you are playing is just all you hear is Russian language in the comms, where no one's playing it but Russia or the Czech Republic or somebody. You know what I'm saying? The games are so old.
What do you got against that?
I have nothing against them, but it's like the last players that play Call of Duty are not the United States anymore. It's like the United States has moved on to the next Call of Duty, and it's like the European nations or other areas outlying there. Maybe it's finally getting to them. I don't know. But I remember playing the old.
I'm just going to let you dig your hole.
I know. I remember playing the old Call of Duty days, and it was a lot of international players. Let's just leave it at that. So I'll let it this out.
So you're anti-international players.
No,
I see.
I think you should play in your own zone. I mean, you got to worry about packet loss and ping rates. And I mean, there's a lot of different things involved there. Yeah. I remember Ascendant Nomad saying that he would play people all across the world and he was so far behind in the ping rates and stuff that it made him better because he had to actually foresee stuff coming because it was that he was that late coming to him. So anyway, yeah. I just let you go. I'll play some Crucible and Destiny and report back.
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
Okay. So, moving on to the next thing here. So, competitive Crucible changes, including competitive weapon focusing, rank adjustment updates, and 3v3 countdown rush. Trials flawed card rewards. Rewards for win streaks less than 7. You get the feeling like they're trying to like Trials on like life support and they're just trying to do whatever they can to get people in there.
I haven't played Trials in a long time.
They're going to be like, you get an adept just for your first win at some point. I mean, just to get people in.
I think they're just trying to do what they can to increase the player count, the player pools. Cause I mean, when you get shit on by 3 players that just, let's face it, have 100 flawless cards and you're working on your first one.
But that's the thing though, is that's what every motherfucker asked for. They asked for this.
Yeah.
Everybody is like, well, in D1 it worked, so it should work here.
They still have the 2 pool system, right? The 2 player pool system. They haven't abandoned that. Okay.
But dude, I mean, it's 1 pool. I mean, that counts though.
Right. The one that's flawless.
Exactly. Or no, not the flawless. It's just the one that you're in to go flawless.
Right. Right.
Because there's no flawless pool anymore. It's just, it's just RNG as to who you get.
Right. Right. It's not card based anymore. That's right. I need to jump in that too and try it. See what's changed.
But that's what I'm saying though, is like, I mean, they're trying to get people in there, and to me, it's just not worth it. It's not worth my time and my frustration and everything else. I'm like, if I want to play and get frustrated, then, I'll do something else.
There's different parts of this game. You play what you like to play and leave the rest. I mean, that's the great thing about it. You play what you like to play GMs, and you play GMs, and you don't have to worry about Crucible. It's not required.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. More checkmate modes. Dominion and 3v3 Clash, aka Skirmish.
I remember Dominion. What that was about? I'm thinking that's like Domination, right? Where it's capturing zones.
Dominion is.
I don't remember what Dominion is.
That's the Trials one. I think that's what they call it, where it's like, kill the other team or capture the zone.
Okay.
Okay. And then lastly, they say here that we'll be providing more details in the future. So be on the lookout for that.
So stay tuned.
So here's a fun little note in loving-ish memory of the crafting. Bungie is going to be commemorating this with an emblem. So everyone who played between September 15th, 9 a.m. PDT, to September 21st will receive an emblem. And when it's ready to go in Season 23. So, there we go.
Sadly, I will not be getting that emblem. I probably should have jumped in and tried it.
Sucks to be you.
Whatever.
Yeah. Mr. Anti-Fun.
It wasn't.
Okay. Drive responsibly, Guardians. Mm-hmm. You don't gotta be ready if you're born ready. So, with that, it's basically a note here that, yes, everyone loves their always on time. But they're like, hey, why does everybody use it? And they're like, because it's fast. Well, starting in Season 23, all the Sparrows are going to be fast.
Okay.
I don't use always on time for the speed. I use it so nobody fucking shoots at me.
Yeah, and then that the secondary thing it has is where the enemies are not as aggressive toward you when you ride it.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if that's going to bring over too to all the others.
Motherfucker, you know this now.
I know. So I'll keep my legendary Sparrow, and that's it.
You're legendary.
Well, it is legendary, right?
Is it legendary?
Yeah, it's legendary.
No, it's exotic. It's exotic.
It's considered exotic?
It's yellow.
Is it really? Did they change the color of it? It was exotic.
It's from a raid.
It's exotic. No, we might be talking about two different Sparrows.
Oh, Jesus God.
I'm talking about the, hold on, let's pull it up here. I'm talking about here it is. Oh shit, it is. Okay, always on time is, okay. It is exotic. I stand corrected.
Wow. Who'da saw that coming? Hey, guess what?
What's that?
Shit's broken.
There it is.
I don't know anybody that used Bungie groups, but they're, going away. Movies, art, and I should go from Hippie.
All right. Thanks, Hippie. And thanks, Hazel, for the TWAB this week. TWID, sorry. I still like calling it TWAB. But, man, we have some really great questions from our community that we've never had time to do in the past. And tonight, we're diving in. So hang in there. We'll be right back. Hey, Guardians, would you like to send a question for the show to us? There's 4 ways to do it.
Join our Discord server. There's a link in our show notes. We have all kinds of Guardians here, from new lights to the dedicated hardcore gamers, and you can just lurk and hang out or jump right in and talk with us. It's up to you. There's also a channel labeled Podcast Questions where you can type in your question for the show.
You can email us at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, or we also occasionally tweet about our upcoming show and guest, and you can respond there with your question at guardian_D_cast is our Twitter handle.
Finally, you can send us a voicemail with your questions at speakpipe.com/guardiandowncast, and we'll play it live on the show.
Thank you for all you do for our show. And Toddles.
And later, Guardian.
Hey, man. It's in the contract. That's my line.
We'll see about that. Laz?
Oh, no, not Laz again. Our podcast returning, really? You're going there?
Damn right, man. I pay him just as much as you do. That does sound weird, though. We're both paying him.
Yeah, what the hell? He's double dipping, man. All right, boys and girls, it is that time of our show where we get our questions from you, and we try to answer them the best we can. We had a question, actually, Hazel. We got an email question. That's guardiandowncast@gmail.com, by the way. And it is from Lemon. And I believe it's a he. Says, Gator, Hazel, how would you guys feel if Bungie reinstated Reforging into Destiny 2? Reforging is from Destiny, the original game, where you could take any weapon to the gunsmith and you could re-roll its perks. He said, I got this information from Shadow Destiny last night, so credit to him. What do you think about that? Reforging. I remember that part in,
yeah, I do too.
Destiny.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to poo-poo on his idea, but I can't say yes to it because it's one less reason to do the loot chase.
And if I remember correctly, Destiny 1 guns didn't drop all the time like they do now. I mean, every time you turn around, there's a legendary engram dropping on the ground. It wasn't, I don't remember it being that often in Destiny. It's a little more hardcore. Maybe that's why they had that in there. But
maybe. Yeah.
Re-rolling, yeah.
I mean, also, it may have been because drop rates. I mean, there weren't really, I mean, in D1, there weren't, did they have multiple rolls? Because I just remember,
I think later in Destiny 1.
Like way later, yeah.
Like the Iron Banner times.
Yeah, because I just remember seeing, like, you know, you had to shoot enemies to, like, power up or use motes of light to power up the weapon to unlock the perks and stuff like that.
I still miss that. I mean, that's free content.
Yeah, what a thought. Yeah, you know, you shoot your weapon, you get to use it, and you unlock perks on it. Wow.
Call of Duty's been doing it for years and decades, so. Yeah, I mean, they use glass needles too, if I remember. You could collect these glass needles. I think you bought them from Zur. And you can use them.
Glass needles came through later, but.
Yeah, they were later, but you could actually reforge like they're doing now. You can refocus your exotics. Who's this for? That time. But they used glass needles back in the day. So this is nothing new. They just have a different currency to reroll exotics, but rerolling any weapon through reforging, you know, I'm sorry, Lemon. I'm not going to be on your side on this one either because I like the crafting system better. And I know we talked in depth about that last week.
I'm against crafting too, though. I mean,
I'm about building the gun that works for your play style. That's what I love about crafting.
But see, I like the loot chase. That for me is the reason I play.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm not going to turn away loot if I get loot for doing certain things, but it's just not driving me anymore. It's like a switch is flipped where I'm like, oh, there's a new bow in Trials. Yeah, that's okay. I'm good. You know, it's just not motivating as much because I think what it is, Hazel, I think I just have so many damn weapons that I don't use. Like I want to get I'm still want to get from the Ghost of the Deep dungeon. I'm still wanting to get that one rifle exotic that they offer. It's a possible drop.
The trace rifle?
The one you got like right away.
The Navigator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
It took me like 3 or 4 runs, but yeah.
And I still need to run the last mission to get the exotic scout rifle. We tried running this several times and we just couldn't get through that last part. So I think it was a terrible, it had like attrition. Remember we talked about that? Had like attrition on it. We just could not, we would get him down to a splinter and then we just we just all died because we had attrition on. So.
Well, no, you had time. There's a timer.
And a time, but yeah, that's true too. Yeah. You know how I love timers. So,
exactly.
You know what? I just said, F it. I said, F it. The gun isn't worth it to me. I'm just not going to go through this turmoil to get this. Now, some people would say, well, Gator, I thought this is a looter shooter, man. Why aren't you trying to grind for it? Because there comes a point where I value my time playing the game. And there's a point when I run the thing 10 times in one night and I still can't get to it. Still can't get it done. And it's not like I don't have good players around me. I have players who've already cleared it. Just couldn't get it done. And I'm probably just going to come back and try again at another point, but it's on the back burner now. It's not a priority for me to get it. And if I knew that gun was just owning fools right now and that the scout rifles were just killing everybody in the Crucible, then I'd be okay. It's worth it for me to go try to get this damn thing, but I haven't heard many good things.
Well, it's getting a big buff next season.
It's what I hear. It's what I hear. So that's why I'm saying it's still in the back of my mind, but it's not at the front of my priority list right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We can go 2 different ways on that, but
yeah, me personally, I just like the loot chase. I mean, that's the reason why I don't like crafting is because, you know, to me, there's just nothing like, so to me, there's nothing like getting, like for me, my forbearance.
Mm-hmm.
It's unrelenting and chain reaction.
Right.
You know, that
forbearance, is that that's the special
the grenade launcher
from Val, right?
Yes.
Okay. I got mine crafted.
So basically, and it's a wave frame. Yeah. See, you crafted yours.
Yeah, I did.
I got mine through RNG. And now granted, you know, I have like, for me, the first 2 columns with perks.
Yeah.
I'll use them just for whatever, but they're not my, you know, they're not what I hang my hat on.
Right. It's the last 2 perks.
Exactly. So, like, there's a question in here. It is from, I love it whenever we get, like, people that don't mess or they don't put in questions very often.
Yeah.
But when they come in and they're like, okay,
they're scratchers. They're head scratchers.
Well, it's not a head scratcher. It's from Rageous27.
Mm-hmm.
And his question for the show. How good is Hazel's RNG? I've never heard anything so audacious as Hazel's say. Like if you play the GM at least twice, you're probably going to get a god roll.
Yeah, I think so. I think Rafi chimed in last week and said, I've run it 10 times. I haven't got a god roll yet.
Exactly. But for me, though, again, I consider, now, again, this is just me and how I play. Mm-hmm. But now it's different for PvP players. PvE players, you mainly focus on those last 2 perks. So like Rampage, Chain Reaction, Unrelenting, things like that. That matters more than Countermass and whatever other BS that they, you know, throw in for you. Corkscrew rifling. It's like, you don't need that in PvE. Does it help? Of course.
Yeah.
But it's not necessary. You know? For the love of God, I'm still using my extraordinary rendition that has subsistence and rampage. Can I tell you that I have no idea what my other 2 perks are on this gun?
Here, but I got a question for you. And this is probably going back to last week when we had all these hot takes. You said you had, what was the 2 perks you said you had on your forbearance? Chain reaction?
Unrelenting, chain reaction.
Yeah, that's a great. Unrelenting gives you, because this is when you're killing ads, you're getting health and you're getting explosions everywhere. Exactly. What if next season 23, Bungie goes, you know, chain reaction is just a little too heavy. we're gonna nerf it 50%. Where you're stuck with that roll, now I can say, okay, my chain reaction build, I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and I'm gonna go back and put something else in place that is more effective. You don't have that option, but I do because mine's crafted.
But I have other grenade launchers and wave frames that I could use.
But
so,
not everybody does. But I'm just saying that's one argument for, and I'm looking at my forbearance here too. I have chain reaction enhanced and ambitious assassin enhanced, high velocity rounds countermass. I like the ambitious assassin because it'll load 2 in the chamber. I don't have to reload it. It's insane.
Yeah, I like unrelenting just for the health factor.
I get it. And I can get enhanced unrelenting too, but I could change that up though as the seasons change. And this is probably what's killing Destiny as far as the loot grind, because I have this forbearance. I have an arc. It is arc, right? Yeah. I have an arc grenade launcher, special grenade launcher that I can adapt to the seasons of the year. So there's no motivation for me to look for any other arc grenade launchers.
Exactly.
So, and I have a solar one. I have the explosive personality totally crafted from, the season.
The explosive personality, that's not solar though. Isn't that kinetic?
It's solar. It's the same thing. It's the same frame pretty much. It's just solar instead of the forbearance is arc. And I have 3 of them here. I have 3. I have all in a row. I've got my explosive personality crafted, and that is solar. I've got my forbearance arc, and I have, and then for even more, I have the dead messenger with the catalyst on it. So I can go anything on that. But but that's the thing though, is that you're already prepared because you've crafted these weapons. Yeah.
So again, I mean, crafting is killing the loot chase.
But here's the thing though. It helps. Where it helps though is because I can get rid of any of these other similar, grenade launchers and free up my vault because I don't need to have them. Now, will I get rid of them?
Isn't that a problem though? That you don't need, like, you found your skeleton key. You can go in anywhere now.
I know. And I don't know if I'll get rid of my salvage or salvo, but because I really worked hard for that weapon.
But you can always pull that back from collections though.
Oh, that is pulled back? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just exotics. So some legendaries you can do that too. Oh, it's just the seasonal special weapon.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, did you answer his question? I probably interrupted you.
Well, no, I mean, I was just saying that, for me being a PvE main is like, I look at the last 2 columns and that's what I base my god rolls off of. Mm-hmm. So,
we get some great questions in here.
Oh yeah, we do. So that's just how I roll. Now some people would look at these and go like, these are really good, but they could be a little better if you had this or that. But in the grand scheme of things, are you going to know that you're not using enhanced whatever? It's a negligible thing. It's not anything that's going to be like, oh, well, motherfucker, you need this.
Yeah. Here's we're looking at, the forbearance, the enhanced chain reaction. Looks like the radius is bigger. It passively grants 20 inventory size, identical to reserves mod. So you're getting basically a reserves mod free with the enhanced. Swords receive 20 guard endurance instead. So it is negligible. I'll agree. It is negligible, but it's nice to have. It's nice to have that extra inventory slot. That extra, it's like having an extra, I don't know about you, but that's my problem with breach load grenade launchers is run out of ammo a lot on them. So in this case, I have an extra large clip, whatever reservoir holds all these grenades. So in that case, I think it's a plus, but there's some that are not worth it. There's some enhanced perks that are
a lot of
great.
These enhanced perks are just like,
well,
5% to mobility.
I would argue that it's probably the same, as the adept weapons. Cause I'm looking at it, my Shira's Wrath adept here, and I have adept range on it. It adds 10 more range. Now, where are you going to feel that? You really going to feel that in Crucible? 10 more range on a weapon?
Yes. And that's the thing is that's a Crucible weapon. You're going to feel that a whole lot more. Now, I've got my adept hothead here with adept big ones, and it's clown cartridge. And it's like, that's pretty damn good.
Is it that big ones, or do you see the difference in PvE with it? Because it doesn't matter in PvP.
I'll be honest. I don't take it off. So
gotcha.
So yeah, I don't compare really. Okay. So, I mean, I'm sure that it's probably negligible-ish. I'm sure that, for PvE, it does help out a little bit more, but
wow. We answered 2 questions at once there. That's a rarity for us. Thank you, Lemon, for your email question. You can always send us more email questions, by the way, everyone. That's guardiandowncast@gmail.com. And, I'm sorry, who sent that one to you in the Discord?
Rageous. 27.
Thank you. Let's do a speak pipe real quick here before we jump in. Man, I see a lot of good questions here. I can't wait to answer these. But it is from our buddy Elmer Fudd Games, and it was such a good message. I wanted to play it here. I think he was responding to a previous show he was on. Just some context. Here we go.
Working? Yes? Hey, it works, folks. Look at this. I'm using the send voicemail tab on the side of the screen when you go to the website, guardiandowncast.com. Look at that. It works beautifully. Highly recommend 10 out of 10 experience. Hey, folks, Elmer Fudd Games here. Last time I was on the show, I'd received the question if I'd had a recent moment of where my mouth exploded words before my brain could stop it. And yes. Yesterday it happened again, and I immediately knew I had to send a speak pipe in about it. So I was walking on my route, and, once again, one of these moments at work, putting a good name out there for mailmen everywhere. And a homeless man was walking towards me the other direction, and they're always fun to chat with. I always have good talks. And so, I say hello, and he says, how's it going back? And he goes, he's dragging all of his stuff behind him, in a big basket and everything. And he goes, out for your daily walk, and chuckles to himself. And I go, yeah, only when I'm at work though. I only walk when I'm getting paid to do it. And I was like, oh no, I shouldn't have done that.
You shouldn't have.
He kind of gave me a weird look and kept walking. And I was like, all right, I'll just keep walking. Everything's fine. So yeah, so I told a homeless man walking with all of his stuff that I only walk if I'm getting paid to do it. So go God. Me, folks. Guardian out.
Wow.
I love him, man. He's so great. Geez, man, I'd have bruises for every time my wife hit me when I said something stupid out in public. I just can't help it, man. I'm trying to be friendly. And you end up trying to be friendly, and things come out of your mouth that aren't supposed to come out. Yeah. Never happened to you? Never.
No, not really, no.
Great.
No, I just willingly say stupid shit like that. Okay. I think about it, and I was like, yeah. I can't say some of the things that I
hear you.
That I think, because we'd be canceled if I did.
Dude, wait till you're 10 years older. You're not going to take shit from anybody, dude. You'll just be like, I don't give a fuck what you think.
No, I mean, discretion is always the better part of valor.
Absolutely. And for the most part, it is.
Yeah. I don't fuck with, a lot of shit like that. So it's just one of those things for me where I'm like, I'll say some offhanded shit like that to my wife, and then just have her look at me and go like, who the fuck did I marry? Yeah. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I'm with you. Okay, let's dive back in, man. I'm looking at some great questions here, man. What do we got next? I'm excited.
Okay. So, here's a question from Coderson.
Okay.
It is a question for Hazel. Does Gator share his Werthers with you? He doesn't know that he does, because he leaves them in a little glass jar, like a bowl. And I'll, basically, whenever he leaves his desk, I'll just grab one and throw it in my mouth.
Oh. What the hell? Oh, that's changing now. I'm gonna hide him in my damn lockbox now. You can't see him. Problem is they make noise when you unwrap them, so then he'll know I'm chewing on one. Yeah.
I blame Coderson.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, he just He just, well, never mind.
Lucky Coderson.
Fucking Coderson. What else we got, Hazel?
Now I'm not going to get any more fucking Werthers, you
Sorry,
bastard.
man, get your own.
I'll have to now.
Yeah.
Although I don't like the ones that you got with like the green apple.
I don't get the green apple ones
It's
now.
like, come on, man.
Dude,
come on.
that my wife bought those as a gift, man. You're insulting
And
my
they're
wife.
sugar free. It's like, are you trying to live forever? Come on, man.
Damn, you busted me. I'm busted.
I hit too close to home with that one, didn't
My
I?
wife actually loves the sugar-free coffee ones. She loves those damn things, man. Yeah, anyway.
No. There we go. Do you see a question over there that you want?
Yeah, sure. I got one here from Mr. Average Destiny 2 player. He says, question for the show. Have you started your bounty hoarding for next season yet?
Yeah.
That would be a negative, Ghost Rider. I haven't even done bounties. Shit, did I just say that outside?
I started that. I started mine.
Did you really? You're hoarding?
Bitch. No.
Who are you, man? I was going to say, you're hoarding bounties. Shit.
I think I've got like maybe like 3 bounties that I've had like since like the beginning of the season.
Oh my God. Okay. What else we got?
All right. So here's a question. This is a big topic that came up this week. In our Discord, it came up.
Oh man, did it ever.
Paul Tassi did an article on it. I mean, it is super prevalent like right now. And again, I think it all ties together with the crafting argument, with, I mean, re-rolling exotics like lemons throughout there. And the question is from the sheriff, aka Trash Panda. What do you really think about RNG and crafting and sunsetting? Boom.
Jeez.
So crafting, we already talked about it. You're pro it. I'm anti-crafting. What do you think about RNG? I like him personally.
Dude, there's a place for RNG. There really is. I mean, I like
Yeah, he's in TGH.
You know, I like to pull the, I like to gamble. I like to gamble on the cruise ships, you know? I like to pull the lever and see what happens. I'm usually not pleased with what happens though. And then finally you just say, hell with it. It's time to do something else. So RNG, there is a place for RNG. There really is. But, you know, see, the problem is, Hazel, we're too close to the problem. We're too close to this because we're all veterans. I would say a lot of the people in our Discord are longtime players like us. And we're just so close to it that we're like, for at least for me, I'm like, I've been through so many RNG grinds that I like the fact that there's determined ways of getting stuff now. Maybe that's where my mentality is when it comes to Destiny and playing the game right now. But when the new season comes out and there's a new weapon everybody's excited about and it drops randomly, I like that stuff. I don't know. Where are you at on this?
I mean, I'm pro RNG. I mean, I want RNG everything.
Dude,
I'm the exhibit meme where it's like, you know, hey, I heard you like your RNG. Well, here's some RNG with your RNG for your RNG. Mm-hmm. I mean, but that's the, sorry to throw this out there, Rodimus, but that's the D1 part of me, you know, where it's, the game is like a box of chocolates. You don't know what in the hell you're going to get.
Yeah. I mean, even when you went to, Dead Orbit to get that, you know, that scout rifle that was available that week for all the legendary shards that you couldn't get many of back in the day. And when you pick it up,
shit, man, don't start.
It was all
with
random
that.
stuff.
Don't start with.
I'm not. Just saying.
With, I mean, legendary shards not being available.
Well, they were available. They just weren't. They don't give them to you like candy now. You had to earn them, man. You had to do a lot of stuff to get legendary shards back in the day. I don't even know if they called them legendary shards back then.
Yeah, I hoard myself out. I was like,
yeah,
I had a sign around my neck that said "Open for Business."
Dude,
everything.
You did whatever you had to get those because they didn't give you many of them. And well, anyway.
I was wearing a skirt in the game, and I was just, yeah. I mean, it was a whole thing. I was like, "Hey, papi." So
that's a soundbite. I'll use that later against you.
You're welcome.
I think I have to admit, just adding to your point, what you said earlier, this was probably this last week's episode. If you haven't listened to it yet, it's a long one, but we had Smiter on. Great guest, by the way. We had some really good conversations, and man, we had some hot takes, several of them. And I think it was there's been other shows, but it was definitely one of our most busy showed feedback channels that we've had in a while. A lot of people chimed in.
Yeah, it really was. One thing I did want to throw out there is actually that, the other part of this question was, what about sunsetting? This was the part that,
it split
pretty much took over like all of Destinyverse, where everybody is like,
yep.
We need to sunset everything. And
well, and what did you say? Because what you said actually, damn it. I hate it when you're fucking right all the time sometimes. I think you're right, man. I think you mentioned it in the, I don't know if you mentioned on the show, I can't remember, but you said Activision was right. They should have done a Destiny every 3 years.
Yeah.
Because what happens is it becomes a collection game, and people remember what they had to do to get that weapon, and you tell them it's no longer any good. Sunsetting damn near killed the game. That's how attached people were to their weapons. And it's Destiny's fault. You even said it. They painted themselves in a corner because now everyone has so many weapons in their vault. We're all kind of hoarders a little bit. Most of us, not all of us, but some of us. And we're super powerful. And if they were to dismantle or make any of these weapons that we have stored in this vault not viable next season, we'd be up in arms. So,
yeah.
That's the way that's the way Call of Duty did. Call of Duty is the ultimate sunsetting because no one played last year's Call of Duty. They played this year's, even if the weapons were the same, because they had to re-earn them again in shooting whatever in the game. And maybe they gave a couple new little variations to the weapon or something. But dude, people do this every year. They go up the levels in the game to unlock weapons that they can use in the game. It's the same thing. But with Destiny, it's been so long that we've been collecting these weapons that we even forget what we have in our vault. But if they told us they were taking any of this away, we'd be pissed because Destiny doesn't reset like you said it did, or that should have.
Yep.
And that's why I said that if Destiny at Final Shape, if the Witness just snapped its fingers and wiped us out to nothing, I'd kind of be okay with that. Don't at me.
Yeah. Well, you can at me on this, but I was talking to Des Raven about it.
Mm-hmm.
And, Des being, the master of,
Well, he's played a lot of other games, and he can compare to, like, other RPGs.
Exactly. And,
Souls games.
Yeah, he's just a wealth of knowledge, and I just love talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
And, I know that not everybody feels that way, but
I had him on my show. He was great to talk to about lore. We talked for hours. Yeah.
Yeah. But what I'm saying though is that, it was really, in talking to him, I kind of got an idea of like a way that they could do the sunsetting. And it would have to be done in a certain way, but my idea would be to have our guardian sacrifice him or herself.
Interesting. That would be.
If they do that, our weapons would, obviously not be worth anything anymore.
I could see everyone like whatever flame or whatever we have to sacrifice ourselves to. I could see the square button sacrifice ? And everyone would be having a conflict of their, should I press it? Should I not press it? I want to see how this ends, so yeah, I could see that. I don't think they're going to do it though.
Yeah. I would give Bungie mad credit for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a fun thought.
Sure. I have a question here. Question for the show. Okay. Hear me out. But during your last show, you were talking about Xivu and when we would fight her. What if she is who we fight in the Final Shape campaign and we don't even see the Witness until the raid? Ooh, interesting. I don't know. Just seems like makes the most sense to me because Xivu is too big of a character to be a dungeon boss or a seasonal boss. But then again, This is Bungie, so who knows what'll happen. Thanks, Scarlett. That's interesting. You think that could be possible? We fight Xivu in the beginning, and then in the raid, the witness finally shows her face? Its face, whatever.
Well, I was thinking about it, especially after like the campaign, and the radio message, because they actually, kind of talk about it kind of. Like with Xivu and this kind of thing. And I don't know if Xivu is going to be the boss of the dungeon, like I thought.
You don't think so?
Especially after the,
you don't think she will?
I don't think so. It sounds like Xivu is going to live until the next whatever.
Maybe the episodes, maybe it'll spill over into that.
I'm thinking no, she'll be out there beyond that.
Oh, even further out. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, just because of what Savathun said. It's like, okay, I get it.
Okay. It's a good thought, though. I'm curious. Oh, I gotta ask this one. Sorry, I'm jumping in line. This is from KG Compound. He says, if you had to live on one of the worlds in Destiny, which one would it be? That's a great question.
I mean, I think I gotta give the old school answer of good old, Nessus, right?
Nessus?
Isn't it Nessus or Venus?
Oh, yeah, Venus.
The one before, before the collapse, obviously. So it showed all the cars and things like that were.
Well, Venus. Venus have cars? I'm trying to remember.
In that first area, I think it was Venus.
In the first area of Venus is like hot springs, and you take a road into town. It's all I love Venus because it has all these buildings everywhere, like the Academy, the Braytech Academy there.
Yeah, there were cars and stuff like that in there.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah, that's right. I remember finding a ghost in one of them right around Venus when you come in.
Mm-hmm.
Venus for you. Okay. Yeah, Venus is, especially the interior of the Academy. It's so beautiful. That area in there is beautiful. But no, I would have to pick. I'm probably going to be a little more practical. I would say the EDZ. I'd have a cabin in those woods somewhere. That's where I would be at. There's regular water and lakes and stuff.
You're going to pick Earth of all fucking places?
Yeah. I'd be out there.
Earth.
I'd be visiting Devram K every now and then. Just chatting with him, seeing what's up. Yeah. It's EDZ is just very intriguing to me because it is the old Earth, it's Cosmodrome's a little too bare for me, but EDZ is a little more, forest and creeks and rivers, and seems like you'd have more privacy there. I'm thinking totally differently here, but I'm thinking more like practicality. Mars, no. I don't like the desert terrain. Don't like that kind of set. I don't need to be on the ice planet Hoth. I'm good there. I live in Florida. I don't like ice. Fucking ice show. So yeah, I'm being honest. It'd be the EDZ. I love the EDZ. I love hanging out there. That's a good question. All right. What else we got, Hazel? What else we want to answer tonight?
All right. There we go. All right. Let's just go ahead and get this one out of the way.
Uh-oh.
Hades is a spoopy ghost again. Question for the Hazel. You excited for next week's new exciting Festival of the Lost Armor?
Barely mentioned it in the TWID. That's probably the answer.
That was in there, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was going to say something about it. I was like, oh, okay, we're already past it. All right. I'm excited for Hades.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
You don't want to go earn candy
myself
by shooting stuff with a mask on? I'll take that as a no.
You obviously do not remember the armor.
I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
But it, I'll grab it. I'll dismantle it. It becomes an ornament. I don't need to store it in my vault. It's already full enough.
Mm-hmm. we're just going to get so many fucking spiders and stuff like that. And everybody's going to be like, hey, look, Hazel, look at this.
Oh, I think we're going to open the TWAB again and look at it. All right, while you find a question, I'm going to look for this armor.
Well, there's a follow-up here, and it's
go for it.
Favorite Festival of the Lost armor.
There was armor? Oh, yeah, the mandibles, the mandible helmet. I love it. Yeah, that looks badass. I like the mask more than the armor, but armor?
Which mask?
My favorite mask? Ooh, that's a good question. Let me pull up Dim. It'll be under under collections, maybe?
Yeah, probably collections and Flare.
Flare. I'm not in the game, so I can't pull that tab up.
Yeah, I only wear one mask.
What's that?
The Jack-o'-lantern mask.
Yeah, I can see that. I like the
glowy one.
Yeah, I like the fallen captain. I've always liked to wear that one. Look like a fallen captain because they're annoying as hell. But I think I have all of them collected. I never skip any of the events. I always get the new masks every year. I have all the masks.
Well, you can also get caught up, I believe.
Yeah,
too.
you can. Yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about it is you can turn in probably Candy into Eva and you can buy masks directly, I think, from her, right? If I remember correctly.
I think
Something
so,
like
yeah.
Hell, you might even get one in Ingram if you turn in Ingram.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I don't see it here, but yeah, I'm off just top of my head. I love the captain mask, the fallen captain.
I'm looking through here. I don't know if I had Mithrax.
Yeah, we got that one too.
I'm looking. I don't know if there is a fallen captain one.
Maybe it is Mithrax. It might be Mithrax. There's no way for me to look it up on. I don't think Dim shows that stuff. The mask.
Yeah, I'm like, there's a couple of
Records,
fallen
maybe?
captains in there. So
Universal ornaments. Let me look. No, it'd take me forever to look this up. So I'll just say.
I'm just saying. Like, there's Mithrax, there's Tanyx, there's Spider.
Tanyx is good too.
Aramis. Yeah.
Aramis is okay. I mean, there's some really cool masks.
This guy.
I like the mask. Can't trick or treat anymore.
For me, I personally like the robot one that we got.
Oh yeah. That was good too.
Because mainly for one reason, and it's this show, because I went on and said, hey, I was like, they're doing, a thing where you can vote, but it's weird because there's only one type of thing you can vote for, and it's robots.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And so did Hades, because he really, really wanted the other one, which it was like robots and monsters or something like that.
Yeah, I remember you were slanting the truth a little there.
I would not.
Right.
Maybe a little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah. And Hades, made it his life's mission to make sure that everyone knew that there were monsters out there too, not just robots.
Well, the robots kind of went with that sniper rifle too,
Well, exactly. Yeah. And I'm sure that they would have done something else. They would have sat on it until this year for robots.
Yeah.
So, here's a question. Mm-hmm. From Average Voorhees, aka Average D2. Question for the show. Do you think old raids should be farmable daily and not on rotation?
I've heard this.
Because there are quite a few raids in D2 now. It can be frustrating to have to wait for the one you want to farm to come along. So I honestly feel they should be farmable daily, not on a rotation. What do you guys think?
It's funny you should say that because this question came up when Joe Gogoroth was live streaming. It was one of the questions that came up, and he said that they were looking into playing the raids the way you want to. In other words, adjusting the difficulty level on raids. So maybe in the future they'll have just a drop down menu where you can just go to a certain type of raid or certain modifier on the raid where you can farm for the week, the stuff. Yeah, I remember Joe was talking about that in his live stream. He was looking
That's
at the
different,
replays.
though.
What's that?
Yeah, what you're talking about is different than farming.
The weekly rotated raid is the one that gives pinnacles. So Like I think it's Last Wish. I think this week.
Yes.
So, if you don't want to do Last Wish or you have everything for Last Wish, then you can go to, Deepstone Crypt and just have a drop down menu. It says Pinnacle Drop or something to that effect where you can pick any of the raids.
Yeah,
There would
but
be no
no, that's
rotation.
not what Joe's talking about though. I mean, what he's talking about is basically he's trying to lower the barrier for entry for raids.
Oh.
He's trying to get more people into the raids so that way everybody can play and, like that person who's scared to go into raids.
Oh, okay.
They can have like a different difficulty tier for that.
Oh, I must not have heard that right. Okay. I could have sworn it said something about rotating raids too. And maybe Joe didn't address it. Maybe.
Well, I think it's just a different
yeah.
mindset of,
Sure.
Hey, you can play any raid, but maybe this one will be, this one will be a better one for Sherpas or something like that. Maybe something.
I mean, all you had to do was have something Azure sells you, like a coin or something that you can apply to whatever raid you want, and then that's the one you can farm for the week. I mean, it would be as simple as that.
That could work.
Yeah.
That could work.
That's what they've done in the past, is something like that. Mm-hmm. Some kind of cipher.
So I think that this goes hand in hand with the other questions that, that we've been getting, don't you? With crafting and, I mean, RNG and all this stuff. It's like, my question is, for the listeners of this show, let us know in the show feedback, because it seems like we're getting further and further away from a loot chase game.
More of a deterministic loot. More of a checklist.
Well, I guess checklists, but it's like the direction that the game is going. I mean, especially if they start like introducing like just farmable raids daily and things like this, like there's no reason to even go for the loot. It's like you're just going to do whatever you do a couple times, get it, craft it, and move on.
You remember the early days of Destiny 2 where there were no rolls? You get a weapon and it had the same rolls?
Yeah. I mean, what's the difference between that and this?
Well, I mean, you get more options of different ways to use the weapon. Obviously,
but
there's more.
Nobody does that, though.
You don't think so?
No, everybody wants like some good roll. So what if Bungie came out and said, hey, you know what? We're doing away with random rolls.
Ooh. That might hurt the game a little bit.
Well, I mean,
they tried in Destiny 2, and I've never been through content so quick, because once you got all the weapons, you're like, well, I don't need to farm any of this because it's all the same.
But isn't that where we are now?
I don't think so. I think you have both sides of the equation right now.
Didn't you just say that, like, you get on and you do whatever you have to do for the story? And
that's just because I've been playing for so long. But a lot of people out there that haven't played 4,000 or 5,000 hours like I have, they might still need to get this stuff.
I'm sure that, I mean, well, then wouldn't that help the new players then if there was only one role?
I don't think we're ever going to see Destiny like a new player or newish player is ever. And they're going to get much more excited about those raid weapons than we are, because we've already got them all. And if we've probably already worked out the best roles we want, and we're moving on to something else. I think it's a veteran problem.
You're not answering my question, though. Wouldn't having one roll on a gun be more beneficial for those new players, so they don't have to worry about saying,
if we're talking Crucible, yes, then we'd all be in the same field. And I don't think it really matters in PvE, because we mentioned last week that some roles we didn't think really mattered in PvE. That they were
you're probably going to need to
negligible.
You're probably going to need to put a trigger alert in front of this question, just so you know.
Maybe.
Because, I mean, I'm just saying that, I mean, it seems to me that the community is getting further and further away from wanting to chase loot. I mean, with questions like this, I mean, and the people, I mean, it's like there's a bigger divide now between the community where it's like people want deterministic loot.
Again, I think it's coming from average Destiny 2 player. I'm sure he has tons of hours in this game. And he's asking this question because it's just a different mindset. I mean, he's considering it a checklist because that's all it's left to do. If someone who plays, I don't know, 4 hours a week and is just jumping into this game and like looking at all this stuff they can unlock and stuff, they'll never run out of content because they only play 4 hours a week. But for average S2 player, which I'm sure plays daily or, you know, plays as much as we do, minus this week, our mindset's going toward, okay, I have to create a goal for myself or something to do for a reason for me to log in. So it's going to be, I want to farm this raid because there's a few weapons in here I still want to get better stuff with, versus a new player who isn't even aware of it. So I think it's a mindset. Depends on how much time you put in the game. We're talking about 2 different players.
Yeah. And I'm just saying that, I mean, it just seems to me that the community is torn between people that want like basically sunsetting to happen where, you know, like take away all my shit. I want all new shit.
Only reason I'm saying that is because I'm kind of ready for a Destiny reset because I don't know how much longer Destiny can keep this craze toward their game alive, keeping the same game in place. If they're going to go with these episodes and life carries on as usual and we all have the same stuff we have always had, I don't see that lasting very long. Once the final shape is done, I really think a lot of people are going to take a good hard look at the game, whether they want to continue to play it or not.
Oh yeah, of course.
But you've already paid.
They definitely are.
You've already paid for the season, so you're almost obligated because you've already paid for it to play those episodes.
But not everybody bought that though.
That's true.
I mean, I think that would be the thing to find out from Bungie is, you know, how many of these, you know, versions did you sell of the deluxe versus how many did you sell of the,
Right. They won't ever tell us that.
Oh, hell no. But you know what though? You'll be able to see where the money went.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see because, you know, how it ends with the final shape. Are they going to go ahead and kind of give it where it's like, hey, you know, let's go ahead and, you know, we'll leave some loose threads out here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
But what I was getting at before though is it just seems to me that there's a growing contingent of our community that basically just wants deterministic loot.
I'm on that side.
So why not just give them one gun to chase?
Like for me, it's a checklist.
So there you go. You get your 10th better doubles and you just delete it.
If it's not on my list, if it's already crossed off my list, I'm not even looking at it anymore.
Yeah, but you just sat there and said just a minute ago that, you know, you've got all these weapons already and you can just go ahead and.
I really think that's what's lacking right now in the game is the fact that there's, at least for the people who've played this for a decade now, is motivation to keep grinding. I grinded and grinded for so many years. This year, I just kind of did something flipped where I just don't want to grind. I don't care about the title. I don't care about even gilding the title anymore. I love the game. I love playing it, but the grind is just not what it used to be for me. Gosh, it's such a dark episode, man. Jeez. Everyone's gonna go, well, shit, I guess I'll just quit the game then. No, I'm just saying that's my perspective. I mean, you asked me the question. That's my answer. I mean, that's my honest answer is I think, and I really hope.
Did I ask a question?
Well, I mean, you were directing the question to me. What is, you know, Bungie has to know this. They have to know that their player base is aging. They have to have something planned. If they don't, then I hope Marathon's really good. Or whatever the other game they're hiding from us right now.
Matter.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know.
It
just strikes me that that's just the way that that not just our community, but it seems like the Destiny community is heading, where we want deterministic loot and we want it now. I mean,
Well,
It's like, what if there were less guns in the game, like less drops, and like you did a certain thing to get it?
yeah.
I don't know.
I see
mean,
where you're
I'm
going
just
there.
saying it just seems like, I mean, I don't know.
They have to keep that dopamine hit going, though. They know that's what keeps players playing. That's part of the process. And like I said, I this is me speaking as a 10-year veteran of this game. I love the story. I love logging in to see what Eris is going to say or what we have to do or what cutscene's going to pop in. And then I just can't get excited about the seasonal activities. I played them, had fun, did them. I'm probably going to finish the Embaru engine because that looks really cool. It's different. I don't know what Bungie does here, man. I think short of a full reset, I don't know what they're going to do here to keep the players continuing to play this game after Final Shape, because we're all building up right now. We've run through the season. The seasonal story's over, so we have a nice slump right now where everyone's like, I heard there's some new lore this week, but I'm good. I'll just watch the Bife video. You know, that's kind of where some people are at. And there's a lot of games out right now, man. There's a lot of competition for people's time right now.
Well, yeah, there is. Now, I think though that, I think the writing's on the wall as to what Bungie's going to be doing during the episodes.
Enlighten me.
Well, it's the same thing that they're doing in the Final Shape.
Okay.
So the Final Shape, they're giving everybody, one new super.
Right.
Right? For the light.
Works. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's going to be exciting.
So they're going to do that probably one more for each episode, and then the dark subclasses will get one more probably too.
You think so? Okay.
So, it just seems to make sense why would they just give, Solar Warlocks one more, but not the other two?
See, I feel we're at the end of the train station and we're all looking ahead at that stopper at the end. We're like, we don't know where it's going to go. We just, is it going to keep going?
Dude, just get off the fucking train, man. Dude, just stop.
There's our title.
Man.
Get off the fucking train.
But man, I'm serious though. We all know the game's going to continue. They've got episodes.
Yeah.
They're looking at doing something after that. We don't need any doom and gloom.
I'm not, like I said, I don't mean it to come across that way. I think I'm excited more for what Bungie's future is than Destiny's future right now. I'm excited to see what Bungie has planned for 2024 and 2025. And I hope Destiny's in there. I do. 2024, we know 2024, there's going to be continuation. I just hope they're still focused on the game and pursuing and continuing with it the way they said they have.
But,
We're going to.
but you know good and well that they are.
Well, yeah, they've given us a lip service that Destiny 2 is continuing past the Final Shape, and we know about the episodes. We know nothing else other than that. These episodes may come out and they may just blow us away. Maybe a totally different way to play this game. We just don't know enough right now. That's the thing.
You're setting yourself up for failure, man.
You were just there pumping me up saying, well, of course they're going to continue with Destiny.
And that's not pumping you up. That's just being a realist.
Okay.
But Destiny is what's keeping the lights on.
Well, we all know that. So there's two outcomes here. They milk Destiny, put out the minimum viable product to keep people involved and still pay for extra stuff in the game. And then they flip the switch to whatever the new game's going to be and then hope that everybody likes it. Or they go the other route where they continue to make a beautiful world and new and improving environments and villains and hell, maybe a whole new universe. We don't know. They can go that route as well. It's really what Bungie decides to do, and it's totally out of our control.
It is. But that's the thing, though, is that for me, you're approaching it now. This is weird to say, but you're approaching this from like a doom and gloom perspective.
I'm supposed to be the shill here. What the hell's going on?
Well, I know, but that's
You're
what
the
I'm going to
realist.
say.
I'm the shill.
You're approaching it from that perspective. And meanwhile, here I am, for me, the future is wide open.
Yeah.
Who knows what the hell we're going to get? In that next, after the Final Shape, after the episodes.
Right.
I'm super excited to see where it goes.
I'm excited. I really am. I know it didn't sound that way tonight, but we're in the seasonal slump right now, and it's kind of hard to speculate because the story's run its course, and we're just in a waiting position again. We're just waiting to see what's going to come. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, that's not where I'm at, oddly enough.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, we've kind of switched positions here. Is this Freaky Friday?
You said it.
It is Friday the 13th.
Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
Hey everyone, this is Kingsley Mack from the Guardian Hub podcast, and when I'm not rating, this is one of the top podcasts I love to listen to, Guardian Downcast.
All right, now we need a lighter fucking question.
Please.
Because why not?
Thanks, Hades.
Hey, here's a question from Machiavelli. I'm not going to read the beginning of it. Sorry, Mac. I love you though. But you guys really helped me get through several hours during my workday on Mondays, which brings me to my next question. He didn't really ask a question before that, but anyway. Well, I guess he did. It's in a joke. But anyway, will you guys think about doing like an 8-hour show? Then you can help me get through my whole workday. Yeah.
I don't like doing 3-hour shows. I mean,
how many?
If you look at the
motherfuckers
average
do you wanna
length,
hear?
I mean, we're not an average podcast, obviously, but if you look at the average,
We're above average, bitch.
We are above average. I mean, if you look at the average podcast link out there, most of them are around an hour. And you look at Destiny podcasts and they're hovering around the 2-hour mark. Even our fellow, Guardians out there that have other podcasts, we have never been able to do a 2-hour podcast. I think our shortest podcast was an hour and a half with Steve.
Xanafan.
And I think it's
7-Eleven.
I think it's because we lost some recording, if I remember
We
correctly.
did, yeah.
That's why it was an hour and a half.
Exactly.
I remember your wife saying, "Oh, well, you guys finally figured it out, an hour and a half. Nice." And we're like, "Well, no, not really."
Yeah, that was great.
We've done this for over 4 years now, and we've even today we still try to figure out what our show is. And I like to think we have structure and people look forward to different segments of our show. And the stats will show it. If we do a segment of the show and people are tuning out early, then we may make adjustments. But for now, I mean, I've looked at our stats. A lot of people watch all the way or listen all the way through our podcast. So as long as people continue to do that, I feel we are justified in having a 3-hour podcast. And let's face it, we kind of go in depth a little bit more than most podcasts out there. So, yeah. But I'm sorry, I'm not doing an 8-hour podcast. I refuse.
Slacker.
I just can't do it. Can't do it, man.
Yeah. No,
But I can direct you to the Destiny Help Desk. It's only an hour.
Listen to the Gator series.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks. Was that Machiavelli? Machiavelli?
Yep.
Thank you.
Tupac, AKA. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pick one here. Man, good questions. I'm going to try to pick one from another member here. Oh no, Ronan. No, I'm not touching that one. No. I've worked way too long today. My brain is not set up for riddles. Okay. Got one here from Tavia, Tovya. Question for the show. What long-term goals and rewards do you think would work in Destiny? And would something like this be a good incentive to keep players engaged? Man, we were just talking about that, weren't we? Jesus. What do you think, Hazel? Long-term goals and rewards. Crafting weapons?
Yep, exactly.
Nailed it.
You read my mind, man.
Nailed it.
There we go. Done.
Hey,
There
thanks
we go.
thanks everyone for coming out tonight.
Tip your waitress.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, that's the,
Sorry
the
to zero
$1
back to this question. I didn't see this coming.
But that's the thing though, is that this is on everybody's mind.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I think everyone's at a lot of people are at this point, right?
Yeah. It's like everybody wants to play more, I think everybody does. It's just, it's like, Bungie, give us a reason.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, the people who don't have the hours that we have, they're plenty busy right now. They're plenty engaged. Bungie doesn't need to worry about them. They need to worry about the core base of their player base that has played this game for 10 years, and we followed them all along the way here. Every time I jump into a game, I have a goal because I'm spending my time to get in. It's an interactive thing, right? I want to interact and get something out of the game. So I want to have a goal or reward. The problem is, Hazel, is those goals and rewards that they have in place right now, not really getting me jacked. Now
Yeah.
I love playing with the community. I play raids with Mr. Monkey or Panda, and I play Crucible with Warcry and everyone. Best nights of my life. Great nights. I love it. Great memories. But me playing individually, like daily, nothing's getting my goat right now, man. Other than completing that 100 levels on the season pass, because I want that stuff. It's very direct loot for very direct time involved. Where you at? Where you at on this? I mean, what long-term goals and rewards do you think Bungie can put into place? Is there something we're missing here? Mm-hmm.
Dude, I mean, I don't even know, man.
We're all worn out.
I mean,
we're all worn out.
Well, no. It's just, I mean, I wish that the answer was as simple as this. But it's just not that simple. I mean, this game caters to so many people.
Yep. I say it all the time. So many different kinds of Guardians out there.
So with that, I mean, it's just, you can't make everybody happy. And I think that's the thing that Bungie has to either get over or not.
I mean, I've mentioned this before. I think 100 levels is not long enough. I mean, because we have some major grinders in this game. I've mentioned this before. Give us something past 100 besides a random Engram that we get every 5 levels. That's in a store of stuff we probably already have that Engram. We already have the stuff coming from it. I mean, when I get 105 and I get an Engram for Eververse and I go turn it in, 9 times out of 10, I either get a legendary ghost that I already have in my collections or a legendary sparrow that I've already got in my collections and a little bit of glimmer. How is that going to get me motivated to play 5 more levels again? When I have tons of glimmer, I have tons of legendary shards from dismantling them. Better loot, right? Better loot.
Yeah, but you want it to be deterministic. So
you can do it easily just by having a longer season pass. How hard would it be to double the length to 200 and just put different rewards in there? I mean, is it really that hard? Maybe put some really, really badass ornamental armor at the very end, like level 200. That would get me motivated to play, man. I'd be blogging in every day, picking up bounties to progress further and get closer and closer to that loot. To this day, that ornamental mask from, that, has like the red skull that smokes out of it, still my favorite ornament of all time in this game. I still wear it on a lot of my stuff. We went to the middle ground in the Leviathan. That was the activity. Yeah. That was fun. But those ornaments were at the end of I remember that's the only time you paid to make sure you got those damn ornaments. You paid to get for levels, and everyone blasted you for that.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Sorry, it just came to mind. I see. I remember shit, but
great.
But see what I mean? You actually spent money to get that ornament because that ornament was badass. Admit it. So
yeah.
So there you go.
So
that's what you got to do. You got to give really cool loot, and it can't all be in Eververse. How motivated am I going to be to play when all I have to do is go to Eververse and just buy it? No, that's only going to hold you for so long. And I talked about the Bright Dust. They can do revisions on how to earn Bright Dust, but these are all basic things, man, that they should be doing.
But that's not, to me, that's not the answer. That's not the solution.
That works for me. See, I'm one of the different players, one of the types of Guardians out there, and what works for me is obviously not going to work for you. I know what you're going to say. For activities, you want more XP toward that season pass, right? You shouldn't have to do bounties to move up that pass, right?
Well, yeah. The shit that I do should matter more than a bounty.
Right.
Bounties to me should give half as much as they do now, at least, or at most.
And that's the way it is in Starfield. If you do the campaign mission and not the side missions, you get a ton more currency and a ton more experience too. But for some reason you don't in Destiny.
Yeah, but that's by design at this point. I don't know why, but
I don't know.
But I'm just saying though that I don't know. To me, that's where the loot chase comes in.
As far as you mean random drops?
Yeah.
I got you.
That's what keeps me playing a lot of the time is, I really don't want to craft this BS. So let me go ahead and.
Yeah, but man, do you know how many world weapons there are? You're going to be waiting a while.
How many of that shit do you use?
I use some of it, but not all of it. Certainly not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just answered your own damn question right there.
Well, I was proving a point. You're going to be waiting around a long time if you're looking for world drops by playing activities, because you only get a legendary Ingram to drop like every so often. It's still more than Destiny, but when it drops, it's usually a world drop, right? It's usually the same thing for me all the time. But it's always nice to see a new weapon or something pop up in those Ingrams and not something you played with 3 seasons ago. This is why I start thinking, how much attention is Bungie going to put into this game past Final Shape? Geez, I had all these my God, what was I smoking that week, man? I had all these grand takes that they were going to do this after the Final Shape, and Matter was actually going to be the next Destiny, and what the hell was I smoking, man?
Bath salts.
I think I might have breathed my neighbor's bath salts. That might have been it. But you were like, dude, where are you coming from on this? I had that much hope. And this is what the potential of Destiny could be. But then, game development's hard, right?
Yeah.
Lots of money, lots of millions of dollars invested. So, man, we have obliterated that train of thought question.
Yeah. But that's the thing though, is that people have been asking this.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? I'm gonna.
There's a reason.
Since we're on the topic, let's just get this question out of the way too. This is from J Bunny 1991. He says, I feel with this game that I get FOMO because of when seasons end that you cannot go back to them and claim the old rewards from the season past to an extent. Sometimes I feel I have to play in order to get the seasonal things, and it overwhelms me sometimes. My question is for the show, do you guys ever get FOMO from playing Destiny? Follow-up question, do you think Bungie will ever have a way for us to get older seasonal rewards in the future? That's along the same lines. It's on the other opposite side of what my argument is. People aren't playing enough to even complete the season pass, right? And they're worried they're going to.
Well, I don't know about that, but.
Or you skip a season and you can't go back and get that stuff from the previous season.
Yeah, but okay, so with this regarding FOMO, do I ever get it? No, because I have a shit ton of loot. I've got my weapons that I like. I will go ahead and, play what I play and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
In regard to, will Bungie bring that stuff back? Absolutely.
I think they even mentioned
Just do what?
I think they even mentioned they were bringing it back in some future.
Well, they're bringing back the, like the ornaments.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's more so that, yes, they will be bringing it back, but how they're going to be doing it is going to be because they're going to be bringing back that collection of weapons like they're doing already.
Well, I see. So, for instance, that skeleton ornament helmet that you really wanted in the season pass, if you didn't finish the season pass and didn't get it, and it appeared in Eververse, you think they would go that route?
Well, yeah, they're going to do that already.
Right, so I thought. Yeah. So would you pay money for it?
No.
Yeah. So there has to be a better way, right? If they're going to bring it back, I mean, maybe a legacy. I don't know how they do that. Some kind of legacy collections or something?
I mean, they're bringing,
question.
they brought back last year's stuff for the dungeons. Remember? So, I mean, that's the easy part there.
Mm-hmm. But he may be talking about like the really cool ornaments you get at the end that a lot of people don't finish.
Those are available. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, in regard just to like the weapons too, is, those are to me mean more than the others.
Right. But I mean, if he missed last season, he can't get into the game and go, well, I want to start earning on the other season pass. But that's why it's a season pass.
Yeah. It's to reward those people that played.
Maybe going beyond 100, you start dipping into previous season's collections. That would motivate people to play. The thing I love about the season pass is you can do anything, no matter how small, to start leveling up that pass. Now, we all know the bounties are the main way, the seasonal challenges, which I just say they're seasonal bounties. But can't you go back in previous seasons? They don't give you the loot, but they'll give you the currency or whatever you need to use on the vendor.
They can give you the loot still.
You can still get the loot? Okay.
Yeah, for one season prior. Like right now I'm sitting on my harmonic resonances and stuff like that. Still from last season.
Oh, okay. All right. Good to know.
And like all my weapons and armor and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, Jay Bunny, thanks for the question. Hopefully, we answered it thoroughly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Hazel's running about 3 quarts low tonight, so, and I'm exhausted from work, so we're trying our best. You, though. We do. Yeah, exactly. We love you though. So we'll delete that one. Okay. You know what? I think it's time for a speak pipe. Let's throw a speak pipe in here. I have one from the Third Stooge. Here we go.
Hey guys, Third Stooge here. Recently one of my friends showed me this really weird video by the Fat Electrician about the government and cheese, and it got me really thinking about cheese, so I gotta know, what is your favorite cheese and what is your favorite way to eat it? My favorite is Colby Jack, and I will pretty much eat that any which way. I mean, I know pretty basic ways is how I'll typically eat it. Like I will go to the store, grab a bag of little Colby Jack cheese cubes, and I could probably eat the whole thing in one sitting. It is just that good in my opinion. But yeah, let me know.
Thanks, Third Stooge. Favorite cheese? We had this conversation in the Discord this week as well.
Favorite cheese? Oh, well, shit. I know my answer.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got to give yours first.
That's fine. Mine's cheddar all day long. I've always, and then smoked Gruyere would be probably the second. But cheddar, sharp cheddar, extra sharp cheddar, the best. I can grind it up, put it in my salad. I can put it on a sandwich. I'll even eat it. Shit, dude, I'll just cut a piece of it off and eat it raw, right off the block. I'm good. That's me. Always been that way. What say you, Hazel?
All right. Mine was the pepper jack.
Okay.
That, it was the smoked pepper jack that,
I'm hungry now.
Oh, I know, right? But, the one that, is it Ron? Is that his name, Ron?
Yeah. All Thumbs. Yeah, he makes it.
All Thumbs, yeah. I couldn't remember All Thumbs.
Yeah.
I was like, Ron.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Ron.
Yeah, he makes cheese at home. It's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
It's good cheese.
Yeah.
Too.
He made, and he sent some to us, and for the love of God, my daughter, that was like one of her first experiences with smoked cheese, and she was just like, this is glorious.
Yeah.
So
he even gave directions on how to refrigerate it and everything. It was nice.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, man.
Mine didn't need, well,
Yeah,
I had to
didn't
refrigerate
last
it,
long
I think,
enough.
for a couple days.
You had
but
3 people. Yeah. My wife loves cheese too. So it was just the 2 of us in the house. So it took a little longer so we could refrigerate it. But yeah, it didn't last very long. That's for sure. Homemade cheese that doesn't have any preservatives or crap injected into it from the factories, much better. But it can go bad faster. So you gotta do some precautions to make sure. But yeah, cheddar all day for me, man. All day. All right. Thank you, Third Stooge. All right. Yeah, okay. This is from Native Raider. Team Terabus. Question for the show. What is your go-to PvP build when you might be trying stuff out, but get pissed and say, F it, time to go back to my old faithful? I have a recent example of this. Oh, man.
For me lately, it's just been hand cannons.
Really? Okay.
Like, whenever I'm using hand cannons, I'm just like, either like, oh, fuck, I can't do this anymore. And then I moved back to my old faithful.
I'll give you an example here. I have to play Titan for the seasonal stuff this season. So, I made a build. Shoot, let me look at it right. Yeah, I got it lined up. I got a build. Actually, I modified it a bit last night in Crucible. I was playing Iron Banner with it. It's an Arc Titan build, but it was based on the Antaeus wards. It had you had a shotgun and one for primary. You had a nice adept SMG. It was literally a run, slide, shoot build. It was very aggressive build, which I should have known wouldn't work for me because I'm just not that kind of player. I'm not good with that kind of stuff. And I got one double kill with it where someone tried to shoot me and my Antaeus wards killed him in both of them. And then after that, people finally got smart and just waited for me and just annihilated me. I think it was the worst game I played in a while. And I was like, fuck it. Going back to my Void setup where I'm more and more passive and I have bubble and all that stuff. So yeah, there's an example right there of Titan, because I don't play a lot of Titan, but that would be an example of a build. Thanks, Native. Hope you're well, brother. Oh, Moose has got a good one here too.
All right, hit it up.
Question for the show. What's your biggest Destiny regret? Mine is trying to Sherpa 5 raid virgins through DSC when they did not have the weapons for it. We were on an Atrax 1 for 3 to 4 hours and hit the final stand twice only to do not enough damage to finish off final stand. I've been there, man. Biggest Destiny regret. Oof. What do you got, Hazel? Biggest Destiny regret.
Getting sucked into the game. No, I'm just kidding.
Such a positive episode this week. Everyone's going to be like, well, fuck it. I'm going to just go play Starfield then.
This will be the really happy episode.
Yeah, happy.
I'm kidding. I don't really regret anything.
Oof. Man, I played so many hours of this game. I guess my biggest regret, and it's very topical, is I wish I would have taken more breaks playing the game. Like I did this week. Because what I would normally do is when we would get into the flat parts of the season, I had an alternate character I'd just jump to and just rank up the season pass all over again, right? It was all about progression, the dopamine hit. But this season I didn't do it, or haven't done it yet. And when I play Destiny now, when I log in, I'm just fresh. It's like new eyes. I don't know. It's that would probably be my regret, the fact that I didn't take breaks enough in the game. I mean, I was just head down, grinding it out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're not a regrets person. I know you that well. You don't have regrets, but
Yeah. I don't know. That useless emotion.
I get it. Can't do anything about it, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Can't change the past.
Yeah. So
All right,
save
thanks.
your energy.
Yeah. Thanks, Moose, for the question. Hades, of course, has a ton here.
Yeah. I saw some of those.
Okay. I'll let you pick the next one then.
All right.
Hey, I'm in April. Oh, I'm in March. Oh, we're so bad, man. We have an awesome community, by the way. Sends all these questions to us.
Yes, we do. It's unreal.
What do you see out there?
Kind of right along the same line as the theme of the show, I'm guessing here. The unofficial theme of the show. Mitsutani, question for the show. Looks to me, this is from August, mind you. Mm-hmm. Looks to me, everybody thinks that after the final shape, Destiny 3, question mark, we will lose our vault content.
Who said that?
Mitsutani. I don't know who, I mean, exotics and all. What would you say when we get them back, they would be shuffled between classes? I mean, to a limit, that makes sense. For example, Phoenix Protocol would stay a Warlock, but Gerfalcon is now a Titan chest piece. Kind of an interesting thought.
Yeah. It's like the, what do they call it? The upside down world? Upside down?
Yeah.
Things are on the different areas. Which apparently is what's going to happen in Final Shape with the Witness trying to reconfigure things in that world.
Yeah. I like
down.
that concept.
Yeah, I like that. Interesting. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, but I guess you're being hypothetical in your question here. So if that was the case, I think I'd be okay with the upside down world concept. But like I said last week, if we were totally refreshed after Final Shape, I think I'd be okay with it. Just for the record, we've gone for 7 years now, right? With the same collection, not having to reset since Destiny 2 day one, right?
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, 7 years. Think about it. I honestly think if we were in the upside down, what if Destiny was like Call of Duty and that you earned stuff pretty quickly, but after a year, it was a whole new game coming out, or 3 years, like you mentioned. You had 3 years to play it, and then we're moving on to another game, another Destiny-themed game. What would you think of that if it reset like Call of Duty does? Would you still play it? Or would you prefer this, where we're carrying collections forward 7 years?
I think I'd probably prefer that.
The reset?
The reset.
I'm getting closer to that side of the fence. But
Good old Activision.
Here's the thing, though. The reason we've gone 7 years with all these collections is we feel like we've earned it. We feel like we put our time in, right? That I remember, like, look through your vault. You see a weapon, you're like, oh man, I remember I got the best kill in the world with that weapon. I got a triple kill with that weapon in Crucible. Man, I wish I could still use it. Or, or, you know, an exotic or anything like that. The same thing.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Just what if, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it completely. He does have a follow-up here real quick.
Okay.
If you could choose, what exotic would you like to use on your main that belongs to a different class? I, for example, would love to be able to go invisible with my Warlock with Assassin's Cowl, Orc, or Falcons.
That would be great. Yeah, I think I'm an inside. I mean, that's why hunters are great. They can go invisible, especially in PvE. When you're trying to solo stuff, it's nice to be able to just escape all of a sudden when you're in trouble. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have that for Warlocks, being a Warlock main. Can you think of anything else? Exotic wise?
Sunbracers would be cool on Titan.
Yes. Yeah, it would.
Is there anything that's like really broken on Warlock? Like, I mean, I'm just looking at these and they're all just sort of
does
meh.
Does the Titan, since the Titan like to punch, is there an exotic for the Titan that when you get a kill with a melee, it gives you health?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, so you see, we have that as a Warlock as well, but I don't use it a lot. You can use the vampire builds and literally get health from killing stuff. I mean, the Warlock to me is the most universal, most flexible character in the game. Let's face it, Titan and Hunter have their roles. They're things that they're really good at. That us Warlocks can't do. But I don't know, as I've played all three characters, I find the most flexibility in Warlock, and that may be biased because I have most time in Warlock, but I have a lot of time in the other two as well. I mean, the Grafalcon's build with Hunter, I felt like a Devour Warlock, you know, but more agile. But I'm trying to think if there's, I guess using Restoration with a Titan would do the same thing.
Yeah. I got mine. I got my answer here. I'll go with Mask of Bacchus on Titan.
Oh,
give me Blink.
You want the face
on
shift.
Titan.
Yeah. I got you. Titan's the only poor guy that doesn't have a blink yet, right?
Yeah, but Titans do have the Twilight Garrison-esque.
Right.
thing there. So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, yeah.
I had one from Docklefar here that I wanted to ask. It was a question for the show. One of my first memories of Destiny 2 was meeting Spider on the Tangled Shore. Seeing as he's no longer around, what would you like to see him make? Would you like to see him make a return? Any ideas on how or why he'd be back?
He's back to sell legendary shards.
Nah, I knew you were going to do something like that. I mean, I love going to him every day to turn in Glimmer for legendary shards if I didn't have enough, especially on my lower level characters. Didn't have as many. But when he left, I was a little sad because he was my transition guy, you know, where I could turn one material into another, especially when there was planetary materials back then. Man, you had a purpose to farm legendary, spinfoil metal on Cosmodrome, because I knew that for that day you can get a ton of Glimmer for it. It was literally Glimmer farming, and you got Glimmer for collecting it too, so it was a double whammy. But we don't have that anymore. So it seems like a lot of the game has been simplified, right? As far as exchanging currencies and stuff, at least it's a little more sane. But, any ideas on how he would be back? How he'd be back? It'd be kind of cool if all of them came back in that last world before we faced the Witness for the final time. It's kind of walk down memory lane, but I don't see a time, at least right now, that we would need him anymore, because the Cryptarch's taking his job. He took his gerb. Thanks, Docklefar. Appreciate it. Let's go with another speak pipe here. I have one here from Scumdeath.
Hello, Scumdeath here. when you've been away for 4 days, you've been going to watch the MotoGP motorcycle racing, and you've been stuck in a tent for 4 days. And then you come home, it's like, oh, it's lovely to be home, and the washing machine's fucked. Oh. So, question for the show is, when was the last time you went away and came back and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway, love you all. Yo! Yeah.
Thanks, Uncle Scumdeath. That ever happened to you, Hazel? You think of something?
Not really, but I do have a story.
Oh, I'm ready.
This happened today.
Oh, even better.
Okay. So I was being a good hubby. I took my wife's car, got it washed. And I did this for my car first. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to wash my car, cleaned off the inside and everything else, and did all that good stuff. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a solid dude. I'm going to do this for my wife, and, you know, we're going to be good. So I'm driving her car, and I'm parked right next. I'm like, you know, there's like little stalls, like you can like pull up and you put your card in and this kind of thing. So you pay and then you go in.
Right.
And there's a Mini Cooper, and it's like super brand new. It's got still has like the paper tag on the side, on the back window.
Wow.
I'm like, wow, like, okay, cool. I was like, look at that. And then I don't think about it again. So, like, you know, they go ahead of me, and then they're like, you know, waiting, and then I go. Well, I'm going through the car wash, and I get to the end where like the blowers are.
Yeah.
And that Mini Cooper.
Are you on a feed track?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Mini Cooper is like not moving. It's like stuck or stopped right there at the end of the thing. Yeah. And the car is moving. Like, it's pulling me towards this car.
Oh, man.
And we're getting closer and closer. And I'm like, are you going to move? Like, you know, there's a green light that says go and drive. And I'm getting closer, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to honk. So I honk my horn. Mm-hmm. Nothing happens. Uh-oh. And I'm getting closer. I wail on the horn. And then this woman gets out, and she comes around, and she like waves her arms at me like, what's my problem? And I'm just like, fucking go.
I'm going to boot your car for you, ma'am.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially it's a brand new car.
Yeah. Why the F are you sitting there at the end of the car wash, just sitting there? You waiting for, exactly. You waiting for an intervention or something? What the fuck?
Yeah. So like they're still not moving, and I'm still moving towards them.
And meanwhile, while she's out waving her arms at you, your car's still moving, right?
Correct.
What the fuck?
She sees me.
What the hell?
Well, she's the passenger.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So the driver is still in the car trying to figure out, I guess, how to start the car or something.
Uh-oh.
So I'm getting closer, and she sees me, and she's like, why don't you stop? I'm like,
I'm in neutral, bitch. What do you want me to do? I can rev the gas, see? Well, you ain't doing nothing. What do you want me to do?
Exactly. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to fuck it. I'm in my wife's car. I'm going to get into an accident. No. I'm like, this is just fucking beautiful.
Oh no.
So I'm getting closer to her still. She's like telling me to stop. I give her the finger and I say, I can't stop.
Oh no.
And then she like looks down and she sees the track.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to have to do this. So I like, you know, put on the brakes.
Yeah. And you're skipping over the track.
Exactly.
Your track's going da-dum, da-dum.
Exactly.
And the other, meanwhile, you got cars behind you, right?
Not yet.
You're lucky. There are always cars behind me when I try to do that.
Yeah. So the woman, it like clicks in her head, like, oh, like, you know, you can't. Yeah, exactly. So the mom is like pushing this car.
Oh my God.
She's trying to push it.
Oh my God.
And as she's trying to push it, I look in my rearview mirror. There's a big ass SUV behind me.
Oh yeah.
Coming like towards me. And they start to honk their horn at me.
Right.
I'm like, fuck my life. So I'm like, what do I do? Like, I'm stuck here. So I do the only logical thing. I fucking wail on the horn to piss the mom off so she actually can like push this car faster. And
You're
it
feeding her
worked.
adrenaline.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I do this. The mom is like, she like waves her arms at me again. She's all chickeny, like, then she gets in the car after, I guess they got it to start at some point. I don't know when.
So brand new,
but
okay, never mind.
brand new Mini Cooper.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was in neutral for too long and the car just was like,
wow.
nah, we don't do neutral.
Wow.
But
it probably doesn't start until you put it in park. It may not start in neutral. Some cars are that way. It's a neutral safety switch.
You might be right. Yeah, you might be right.
So, well, my question is, Hazel, is why is the car off? Why is it not left running? Did they just decide to turn the key off? Save fuel?
I don't know. I didn't want to sit down and have a chat with them.
I'm trying to explain the stupidity, and it's just stupidity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then, so the car starts at some point.
Right.
The mom gets in, they drive off. I don't get hit. I didn't hit them. And then so I like pull into like one of the areas where the vacuums are and stuff like this. And I'm just like calming down and everything else. And I notice that like on the other side is the fucking Mini Cooper.
Oh shit.
And it's like a teenage girl and she's fucking bawling her eyes out. And the mom is like mad and crying too.
Oh no.
And I'm just like,
what do you do?
Like, I just did nothing. I was just like, fuck them. But
no regrets, bitch. I would have felt bad, but you know what? That's a learning experience for that.
I wanted to feel bad.
Yeah.
Like part of me wanted to, but another part of me is like, nah.
I bet you it's a
I can't feel bad.
The teenager one.
No, I think it was like a gift for the girl.
Wow.
The daughter.
Nice gift.
Because she was driving.
Okay.
And I'm just like, oh God. I was talking to my wife about it and she's like, my car's fine though, right? I was like, yes, your car is fine. I was like, and it's clean AF.
Yeah, cool story, bro.
Yeah, exactly. That's all she cared about. And I was just like,
oh my God. That's hilarious.
I was so pissed off.
Dude, that's my nightmare. We have a brand new car wash at our near my house. I pay a monthly fee. I get, unlimited washes every month. My biggest fear is there's people in there who don't know what the fuck they're doing, man. I've had people that will get in line and the guy's like, put it in neutral and the lady refuses. She just doesn't get it. She's stepping on, she's just wailing on the brake. And her car's going blah bump, like way up in the air, blah bump, blah bump. And he finally gets the woman to put it in neutral. And the guy was waving me forward. I'm like, fuck no. Not until that lady's at least 3/4 of the way out of that wash. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm not getting close to that car. She'll put her brakes on in the middle of the damn thing when she sees something weird or something. And then I'll be tied up with my brand new truck, wrapped around some vehicle in the middle of a damn car wash while I'm getting soaked. No, don't think so. It's my biggest nightmare, man. And I'm always scouting people ahead of me because they want to pack in like 10 cans, right? They want to pack in to get the most wash for the buck, least amount of electricity using. And, yeah, man, I totally get you, man. You actually lived my nightmare. It hasn't happened to me yet. It's waiting for it. Now it's going to happen. Friday 13th. It's going to happen now.
Yeah. I was super not happy. And then I was talking to my wife. I was like, I can just imagine like, she's sitting there at dinner talking it over and everything else, like with her husband, and her husband's like, oh, yeah,
Car's okay, right?
Yeah, the car's okay, right? We just spent like, $30,000 on a car here. So,
jeez, that's nuts.
Yeah. And then I'm picturing the husband going like, wow, he flicked her off. That's something I wish I could have done.
What was the question again? I forgot.
Oh, it was, what is a time when, you came home and.
Oh, that's Uncle Scumdeath. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh man, jeez. I mean, how do you top that, man? I'm good. I'm gonna just defer to you on that one. So, okay. I think we put a good chunk into those questions, Hazel. I think we're good to go, man. I'm not even going to look and see how many we have left. I'm scrolling through it right now. And it's just,
I wouldn't either.
Okay. I'm going to just close that. Yep. That's going to hurt my brain. Man, do we have an awesome community or what? Sends us all these great questions and,
unreal.
We apologize. We try to get to them, but, it would be a 5-hour show if we tried to do that. So this is what we do the Gator and Hazel shows for, is so we can start cranking out some of those questions that you guys spend your time to send us. So thank you for that. Okay. We have a kind of a different kind of, announcement coming up. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Howdy folks, this is MC Squared and you're listening to Guardian Downcast.
All right, before we go here, folks, just some housekeeping. And I'm going to turn it to you first, Hazel. You got anything to announce for this week?
Yeah, I'm going to be throwing out a scrim. I haven't done that in a while.
It has been a while.
So,
yeah, nice.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm going to be throwing out a scrim. Be on the lookout for that.
Okay. Good deal. Yeah, if I remember correctly, you kind of move it around. Sometimes it's a Saturday, sometimes it's a Monday. You kind of move it around. Okay, good. So that way everyone has a shot at trying to do it.
Exactly.
Okay, I did want to mention, our buddy, Elmer Fudd Games, has his third Destiny 2 raid marathon coming up. It's October 21st, which that's approaching fast, everyone. It's 8 to 11 p.m. Eastern, so you won't be up too late. It's 3 hours, 3 raids, best time wins. It's the Last Wish raid, Crota's End raid, and the Deepstone Crypt raid. And our buddy, our space lawyer Laz will be, commentating as well with him and Mr. Fudd. So if you are interested in participating in the raid race, and the last one was fire, man, it was really fun. So yeah. If you're interested, DM me or Hazel and we'll get you in touch with Elmer Fudd Games if you don't know that gentleman already. And we'll get you we'll get you set in the right direction if you want to put a team together and participate. It's for fun. It's for funsies. There's no cash or anything, but it's mainly bragging rights. And I know Kingsley's team is pumping their chests thinking they're all that. So someone needs to knock them off their pedestal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm throwing the gauntlet out there. Let's see who can do it. Okay, instead of, Hazel and I talked about this, and instead of a question for the month for October, and let's face it, we're in the middle of it right now, we're going to do something different this time around. And depending on participation in this, we'll determine if we pursue it. But I just want to throw this out there. Hazel, we have done this podcast over 4 years now, and we don't have a slogan or a catchphrase for our show. So you know where I'm going here. I want to create a contest, you could say, where you guys decide what our catchphrase or our slogan is. If someone was to come to you and say, Guardian Downcast, what's that about? You would basically say something to them in one sentence that would kind of explain what our show is about. So that's what we're looking for. A catchphrase, one sentence catchphrase, or a slogan or something like that. And, what we're going to do is I'll put where our question of the month channel is, I'll have another channel. Sorry, Rodimus. I'll have another channel below it for like a slogan contest or something like that. Look for that in our Discord and enter some, ideas. And you can put up to 5 each if you like. And we're not going to have a drawing or anything. What we're going to do this time around is we're going to have a really good prize. It's going to be a $100 gift card to Amazon and some podcast merch. I mean, some really good merch. So what we're going to do is Hazel and I will be the final judges for this. So send in your slogan or catchphrase that you think would work for our show, and Hazel and I will pick a winner. Now, if nobody does it and we're on our own, then that's cool. That's cool. We're good. But we want to give you guys a shot at this, and we're putting up some stakes for it. So let's hear it. And you can also send it in a SpeakPipe. So you can send it in the SpeakPipe, speakpipe.com/GuardianDownCast, or just hit voicemail on our website, GuardianDownCast.com, and send us a voicemail, or you can enter it into our slogan contest channel in our Discord.
Why don't we just rename the
we could do that too.
question of the month?
Yeah, we could do that. Just look for it. And just look for a slogan contest channel in our Discord, and you'll see it there. And enter it in there. We'll pin it, and Hazel and I will go through all the entries. And if we find something we like, we're going to pick a winner. Hey, I want to give some patron shout outs here before we go, Hazel. We have Mr. White Gnome, Mr. The White Gnome, upgraded their pledge to Raid Boss patron. Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Aww. Thank you.
Want to shout out to all of our Dungeon Champion patrons. That would be Toll the Bell, Raffy, Mullet, Nitro TJ, Darth Noodle, Nico, aka Jersey, Smiter, Trash Panda, Coderson, and Wicked Trinity. Thank you, gentlemen. And our OG Raid Boss patrons, Day One, Jealous, and Frostbite. Also, TL Tim. There we go. I got it this week. Lucky Shifts, Average Destiny 2 player, Amazing Taco King, Sith Daddy Fresh, and now the White Gnome. Thank you all for giving back to our show and our community. Quick thank you to all of our patrons out there who we didn't mention tonight. You know who you guys are. You all hang out in our patron Discord and talk during the day. Remember, no feedbacks, please. You can also enjoy our podcast commercial free because of these members. So thank you to all of you guys for doing that for us. And if you think you received any value from our podcast today and you want to give back to our show and community, check out patreon.com/support Guardian Downcast. The link will be in our show description down below. And there's an actual Patreon button on our website, GuardianDowncast.com. Remember, if you do decide to make a pledge to our show, give us your gamer tag or your Discord name so we can give you a shout out on the show. Hazel, I can't think of anything else, man. That is a wrap. Another episode in our collection. For our listeners out there, we have 220. Damn, Hazel. 220 other episodes with interviews from gamers all of our community. So take a look at those, especially if you're just finding out about us. And the one thing we do ask is if you like what you're hearing, tell a friend about us. Hit that share link on your podcast app of choice out there. Well, Hazel, where can people find you, sir, on the interwebs?
Quick and easy. Hazel NT in all the places, except for Twitch, where I am the Hazel NT.
All right. I'm gonna watch the numbers. I want to see some follows.
Shh.
Yeah, man.
Somebody fucking followed me, and
there you go.
You son of a bitch.
There you go. Yeah, do it. Pull the trigger. I mean, it's just a button press. I mean, come on. The Hazel NT. Let's do it on Twitch. You know, he may be doing the raid marathon. If he does, there you go. There you get the link right there. And his stuff will show up in the host stuff channel where all of our content goes every time we post something. You can find me at Todd the Gator everywhere, really. I have a YouTube channel. I do streaming through my YouTube channel. Saturdays usually and Monday nights are usually times I get that done. So I took a break. I've been on hiatus for a week. But you can, like I said, check out that host stuff channel right below the podcast stuff in our Discord if you want to see anything that we post. I have a podcast called the Destiny Help Desk that does the same thing, as my YouTube channel based on new and returning players, but it's in an audio format. It's a podcast format, and I've kind of changed it up a little bit. My last episode was on lore. We had our space lawyer, Laz, talking with us, and also Des Raven on the show. And they answered questions and gave their input on all things lore. I'll have some videos actually posting of that episode soon. And I got another episode coming with Mr. Native Raider. It's right around the corner, so check that out. Keep in mind also that this episode posts to that same YouTube channel as well. You can click on all the links down below if you want to find out more. And of course, before we go tonight, we have not one, but a 2-part Scumdesk Corner. So get your popcorn, buckle up. Here we go.
Hello, and welcome to Scumdesk Corner. I am not walking back from band practice. I did that last night in the pissing down rain. But no, I am outside the Junction music venue in Plymouth. And tonight is our official album launch night gig. So we shall be releasing The Howling Silence this evening. It's available for purchase from the gig. So, yeah, it's going to be a good night. I'm just outside now waiting for the guys to turn up with all the gear. Then we'll load in, set up, do a sound check, drop the cars back to the house, and then come back in because we're having a fucking drink tonight. And we'll come back up tomorrow morning and grab all the equipment. So, yeah, it's going to be a blast. I mean, last time we played here, we had 4 pre-sale tickets. So 4 people bought tickets online. And it was sellout in the end. People paid on the door. But so far, we've got 45 people have already bought their tickets. So I'm guessing it's going to be a full house tonight. It's not the biggest venue in the world. It only holds about 150 people. But when there's 150 people in there and it's kicking off, it's a fucking great venue. So I love playing here. It's the best venue that Plymouth's got left. They've all been demolished now. So, yeah, so looking forward to tonight. Bring it on. I might do a part 2 to this. Yeah, I will definitely do a part 2 to this after the show on my way home. I may be a little bit drunk, so I might be a bit slurry, but you're used to that lot. You're used to that anyway, yeah. So anyway, love ya, and I shall record part 2 later on this evening. Yo, boo, love ya, boo.
Okay, now think of it this way. He has, he's played his night. He told me that people kept buying him shots.
Oh, God.
So let's see what happens next.
Right, podcast, let's go. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Scumdesk Corner. We're outside the Junction in Plymouth for the Warcrab release show for the new album, The Howling Silence. I'm Si. I played in Thoughtseason Monolithian, and I'm just here as a little, just to intro you in. How did it go, my lads? How did it go, boys?
It's all good, man. Awesome. Hey, this is Rich. This is fucking Rich from Warcrab. What a night. What a night.
Now, how do you feel after playing 2 sets? 2 massively long sets with big riffs and big tits and big dicks and big drum fills.
There's some big riffs. I'll tell you what, Simon, you played 2 sets tonight as well, didn't you? Let's not forget that.
I did, but this ain't about me, mate. This is about crabs.
But this is about
crustaceans with riffs.
Here we are. We're on the reverse side of fucking playing our new fucking album to the masses. We released. Unreleased that fucking bad boy to the fucking masses.
You unfurled it. You unfurled it
in the wings of damnation.
Unfurling masses. You went into the studio and there was an eclosion and a metamorphosis came about with the riffs and everything. And now it's unfurled and released itself from the chrysalis.
Like eggs and steak and death.
Oh, mate. You should have seen my throbbing erection.
Yeah, I saw it from the stage. Actually,
did you see it?
Yeah,
I did paint it with uranium paint. It was glowing like fucking Blackpool fucking pleasure beach. My belly looked like a fucking extraterrestrial fucking pylon.
NASA were looking into
mate. NASA were looking at my throbbing helmet. They're like, fucking hell, he's like, he's fucking watching fucking Warcraft, and I was like, hell,
yeah. Anyway, for all our American listeners, that means good times were had.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, also for all our American listeners, bell end, just to clear that up, is the end of your penis.
It looks like a bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we all know that.
Or a mouth,
Tell you what,
depending how...
scummed up here. I don't know what the fuck they were on about, but I love you all, and I'll just see you later. But what you're missing out on here is our friend here, Simon, has got his own podcast.
Yeah, if you want to listen to me talk more, go to the C-Bin podcast on Spotify.
C-Bin podcast.
Every Tuesday, it's banging or not. If you don't like the sultry tones of my fucking stupid, raspy fucking cunt mouth, then maybe don't listen. But this podcast sounds great. I don't know what it's.
Happy days, we're all there. Right, got 3 seconds left.
Bye.
Yo!
Oh my God, man. Sounds like you had a good time.
Chaos.
That is chaos. That's a phone recording there. So, yeah. Well, I'm glad,
awesome.
Glad it turned out good, Uncle Scumdeath. Always happy for you,
yes.
brother.
Definitely.
Well, hey everyone, remember as you're playing Lightfall, take breaks, get outside and touch some grass. I'm going to say Larman, Kentucky this way. Yeah, he's getting up there too. There you go. Hey everyone, remember you only get one playthrough in this life, so make it count, and more importantly, be good to your fellow guardians in the Destinyverse.
The weight of the world was on your shoulders, and still you triumphed. Marvelous.
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
Get toddled.
Oh, so civilized.
It was just like unreal. I mean, I slept for I think it was like 13 hours, I think.
Wow. I've had sleeps like that, mainly because I'm heavily medicated. When I get sick, man, I medicate. I don't want to suffer. You know, I don't want headaches. I don't want sinus headaches. I don't want body aches. Those are the worst, man. Body aches.
Yeah. I've had all that shit, man.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks. And then to boot, your eye swells up. Shit, I'd be freaking out, dude.
I was like, hey, papi.